Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm so excited for what's about to happen today. My name is Fancy, and you are watching Game Masters, the show all about expertise in video games. That's not necessarily a race against the timer. It could be multiplayer showcases and all the like of anything speedrunning adjacent. And today we have Pokemon Unite. And we're just going to be showing you all about this game, how it works, and then it's going to culminate into a 5 versus 5 GDQ in-house match where we have collected 10 GDQ staff members and showrunners, pit them against each other. We're going to see who can come out on top. Before we get into the action, of course, I want to remind everybody that, yes, Summer Games Done Quick 2022 game submissions are rapidly coming to a close. They are open from now until March 30th. If you haven't been looking at your calendars, that is tomorrow. So you can find more information at gamesdonequick.com. So if you've been thinking about submitting a run, now's the time to do it. You got about 24 more hours, a little bit more than that to get them in. So looking forward to see what everybody submits for that. But before we get into things, I am joined here by Ray and Cutieroo. Hello.
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 Yeah, and the purpose of this segment is, so Unite is a MOBA game, a multiplayer online battle arena, kind of like Dota 2, League of Legends, all that kind of stuff. And if you haven't seen this game before, it could be quite a bit to unpack. So, Rue and Ray have offered to go through and just give you a rundown of how the game works and, things to look forward to and important map points. And I don't think I need to, hold you all from it. So if you want to, take it away and, tell us what Pokemon Unite is all about.
All right, so let's get this started. We'll have to, pick our Pokemon here, and then we can hop in.
So we are in our Champion Select. We aren't going to play our main Pokemon, but however, we're going to play some pretty cute Pokemon.
That's very important, right? How cute a Pokemon is. And Sylveon, I gotta say, Ray, that's a good choice.
It's adorable. I love Sylveon.
So normally during Champion Select, you do get to put on held items as well as you get to put on that. You see that like in that square, you see like an eject button. Well, it looks like an eject button, but it's an eject button. So you're able to kind of do things in the Champion Select. But right now we're just going to show you what the in-game looks like. And look at that adorable Sylveon.
Cute. I guess it should be expected. It's a MOBA game, so of course there are outfits for everything.
Of course. So the first big difference between this and other MOBAs is that the way lanes and creeps works is completely different. You see that there's just enemies standing here, and they don't start moving until you attack them. We don't have spawning waves of enemies that move across the field. There's Pokemon that spawn, and you're trying to defeat them to get Aeos energy. And if you look at that Pokeball above their head, that's how much Aeos energy they give, and you want to take that energy and convert it into a ball that you score in your opponent's goals. So at the beginning of the game, everybody splits into different lanes, and the goals are over here. They've got a health mount underneath them, and you can take your energy and you can dunk it. You get cute little animations.
Wow. It's literally a dunk. Yeah.
What's important about
Go ahead.
And what's important about dunking these energies is that it does give you a little bit of EXP each time you dunk as well.
Yeah, and
does every Pokemon have their own unique dunk?
Yes.
Yes. Some are longer than others. Oh, look at that cute little... Oh my goodness, I had to just watch it. So right now you're going to see Ray going into the jungle.
Yeah, and the jungle is unique because it's got these enemies that give you a buff. So I just killed a Ludicolo. This makes me do more damage to Pokemon that are on the field. And there's I don't remember the name of this Pokemon. I apologize. Gives a red buff, which gives you a slow effect when you attack any Pokemon with it. And the big important part about the jungle is that if you do a full rotation of killing all 4 of these Pokemon, you get a lot of experience, and it will put you ahead of the experience amount that can be gained in the lanes. So oftentimes, the person who goes into the jungle is sort of considered the early game carry. They get very far ahead in levels, they become very powerful, and you got to watch out for the jungler. Keeping a track of where they are and their movements is very important.
Yeah, as you notice, it's kind of hard to see me, but I'm on the little mini-map. I'm the cute little owl. I'm going up to the top so I can assist Ray with, Ray did a good job doing that by themselves. I was there to be supportive, to watch how cute it was done. But we did get the second one, and as we noticed, we're gonna dunk in here. As you can see, the first goal is 80, but then after that, all the goals after that are gonna be 100 AOS energy to dunk into. And right now we're gonna try to set up for the objectives on this map. There's mainly 3 objectives throughout the whole entire game, but the idea is we would go down bot. There is a special Pokemon that everybody always loves to go for. It's called Dreadnought. And basically the reason why we want to go for this one first is we'll show you in about 18 seconds. But at 7:30, these objectives will appear every single time, every single game at that timer point.
Yeah, and Dread is important because it gives a huge experience boost to the entire team. It gives a shield as well, but Dread, with the huge experience boost, winds up being the first big objective fight. So the shield often doesn't matter as much as the teams are going to fight and try and secure Dread. So usually the fight will be over when Dread winds up dying. Sometimes that won't be the case, but it gives a big chunk of experience to everybody on the map, and it's a really nice boost because levels are your main form of scaling up in power in this game.
Important to note that this is a 5 versus 5 game. We're just going into like a 2v2 versus AI opponents for demonstration purposes here. So it gets a lot more complicated once you got the full set of players on the field.
Yes. And right now we're going to show the other objectives on this game. It's
I just died to Rotom.
That would not happen in a normal game. But basically, we got Rotom. And if you can see, Rotom sits there and gives 20 AOs to the dunking score, as well as just instant dunks. So Rotom has a very good ability. It's a good backup objective to get to.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we are leveling up, each Pokemon, well, like my Pokemon, I have to level up. We have these evolutions at each level. With Ray, you get to level up at 4 and around, I think you get your ult at 8. For me, my ult, well, we call ult, they're called Unite moves. My ult, I will level up at 5, and then I get 7, and then 9 is when I get my Unite move. Each Pokemon varies based off of that, but the Unite move, I will show when I get
I'll come down towards you. I was just killing the buffs of the jungle.
Yeah, I'm like, bees. And we always want to get, like, when you're not fighting, you want to continuously farm.
Yeah, and anything like the bees that spawn here in the center lane, this Audino here, where it spawns in a contested area where either a team can go for it, that's usually what you're fighting for between the big objectives. And if you look at Rue, she's dunking in the goal, but since she has 32, it dunks very slow. If you have less, it dunks faster, and that's why Rotom is really important, because it gives you that instant dunk of high value points. But you want to use that ult so we can show it off?
Yep, and so here's my ult. This is my Unite move. Basically, it's a bunch of arrows at a very big distance, and it happens at a rapid rate. But if you notice, there's a buff around me now that I ulted. The bird ulted on me. I get to run super, super fast, and that's really good, especially when you're like ulting in a team fight and then you want to get out. It's good to have that nice little buff at the end. So now we're going to rotate to the top. We're going to get Rotom, and we'll probably show Rotom the proper way this time.
Yeah, and if I use my ult, you'll be able to see afterwards that it recharges somewhat slowly over time. You can see to the left of my energy on the bottom middle, there's a percentage meter that's going to just recharge over time. But when you kill Pokemon, you get a big boost to that recharge. So it's at 9%. I didn't get the kill, so it didn't go up. It's fine. We can kill some bees. It's fine. And then now it's at 23%, 27%, 35%. So every time you kill one of those neutral Pokemon, it gives you a boost to your Unite charge rate. Dunk just gave me 10%. So depending on which Pokemon, their Unite move will recharge at a different rate passively over time. Certain Pokemon like the bird we're fighting against recharge very quickly. So they'll have their ultimates up very often. Others charge slower. And you just have to be familiar with what your Pokemon's recharge rate is. And if there's an objective coming up, just kill some Pokemon on the map, try to get your Unite move back up again.
So right now, we're noticing the timer. It's around 3 minutes. There is, in the middle, you see this middle, well, not me middle, but basically what Sylveon was passing earlier in the middle will be where Zapdos appears. We will explain Zapdos once Zapdos appears, but the Zapdos will appear at the 2-minute mark on the timer screen.
Yeah, Zapdos is sort of the end game objective that helps tilt a lot of games depending on how the fight goes.
Here, I'll just do my ult just to be flashy. Because I think the bird's going to steal it.
How do you fire that many arrows at once? It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. But it is Pokemon.
So right now we're kind of making sure we kill the enemy team because we don't want them to dunk in our score. But sometimes the bottom scores before a Zapdos fight, a lot of times, now we're at the 2-minute mark almost. What's important to note about the Zapdos fight is other than getting Zapdos itself, all the points, all the Aeos energies that we score will be double the points. So if we were to dunk right now, here, I'm going to kill the bird really quick and then make sure that we get... Oh, I got ulted on. There we go. So we're going to get the Zapdos and see how Zapdos has 30 Aeon. So whoever gets that will get that on top of another 15 points for the team. That's important to notate.
And
now,
Zap applied that Rotom thing where we get instant dunks to every enemy goal. So there's only 2 up right now, but if they had 3 or 4, every single one of them with this debuff we could score on without having to charge.
Now, I'm not seeing a number at this final goal at the base. What's going on there?
So the final goal, you can dunk on as much as you want. You cannot break this final goal. And that allows for some very high scoring, close nail-biting situations at the end where the enemy can interrupt dunks by attacking you, but you're just trying to get as much dunks in it after the 2-minute mark where all the points are doubled. And one other important thing before we run out of time, when your goal is up, this area between the goals gives you a speed boost, and this outer one spawns berries here that you would have seen me eat a little bit. Once you defeat the outer goal, their berries disappear, those don't come back. But this speed boost can be very important, and destroying the outer goals is very important for reducing the enemy team's mobility.
Now,
another thing to notate is this jump pad. This jump pad shows up at 5 minutes. It's important to notate because when you use a jump pad and the enemy is trying to score, you can interrupt their scoring unless they have a certain item, but you can generally interrupt their scoring.
What were you gonna ask, Fit?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, Zapdos, it seems pretty dang powerful. Like, generally, like, if Zapdos is done, is there any way to recover if your team didn't take it?
Yeah, so the big thing is it gives the instant dunk, but killing Zapdos only scores 15 points onto the scoreboard. So there's usually a big fight around Zapdos, and there can be a situation where one team gets the kill on Zapdos but loses the fight, or if the team that wins is a little bit beat up afterwards, the debuff that Zapdos applies doesn't last super long. So the other team can try to kill the enemy Pokemon before they get to a goal to score it. Because when a Pokemon dies, they drop a little bit over half the Aeos energy that they're holding. So just killing Zapdos doesn't win the game. You have to be in a position to score afterwards as well.
Very good. Well, Ray, Ruth, thank you so much for that intro to demonstrate things to look for, and there's always a lot to unpack. And I think as far as MOBAs are concerned, this isn't League, this isn't Dota. It's not as complicated as that. Last hitting's still important, and it follows the same general trend of 5 versus 5, a whole bunch of different picks, items, all sorts of stuff. So becoming an expert in the dozens of different Pokemon you can pick, it's hard, but that I think really helps understand the flow of the game and key moments to look for. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Thank you.
Yeah, and now that is just part 1 here of the intro to Unite, so to speak. But we're gonna bring in a couple very special guests who are on one of the 5-player teams that we're gonna be showcasing in the second half of the show here, and that's gonna be Mike Uyama, GQ founder himself, and Frozen Fly Gaunt. Try and get them in here, and I'll go over what we're about to do next. All right, Mike, Court, hello, how are you doing? All right. So, we just, gave everybody watching, a quick intro of how this works. And now what we're going to do is see how an actual game looks. So now that you have more of the context of Pokemon Unite, and we're going to split this into 2 games here. And that means we're going to be focusing on a different set of people each time. So, Mikuyama, a Pokemon master, and quite good at this video game. And then Frozen Flygon, a little bit newer to the game, but we are going to do a segment I like to call Pokemon Trainer Training, where we are going to have Mike, a veteran of the game, help guide Frozen Flygon through the top lane, I think is where you're planning on going, in an actual match. It's going to be a real 5v5 match, versus opponents. We don't know who they're going to be. And they're going to do a transfer of knowledge here. This will generally, update people as well with, the laning phase, the jungle phase. But I think everything's good to go here. So, yeah.
Sweet.
I'm
Mike,
good. I'm good.
Are you ready?
Start.
Are you ready to do the Pokemon Trainer Training?
Absolutely.
I am as ready as can be. So should I start?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into the game.
2, 1. Pokemon Unite. Except we're gonna have to wait.
Except we have to wait 30 seconds still. I can't believe you faked out the countdown. Don't you know that's like #1 crime?
And we might run into the mini game of everyone ready's up except for one person.
So this has been really fun because Mike's been kind of helping me as we've been doing our practice matches. So it's kind of perfect because we've been laning together anyway. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. And basically, if you're doing top lane or any lane really, you just want to clear out your stuff as fast as possible so you can get to the middle wild Pokemon. On the top, it's the Lobster. On the bottom, I think it's an Audino. And
it's 2 of our players not readying up.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Right.
Come on, y'all.
Do I got it?
All right, who is it? Who do we need to blame?
Fancy needed to go jump into the other channel and tell them to ready up.
Okay, our team is ready. So
let's go. All right.
I'll be playing Snorlax because it is a strong laner, and overall good. It's received a couple of nerfs over the years, and I am using a potion because I am on an alt and I do not have a high training level on this Pokemon.
Yeah.
Normally, I would use Slow Smoke. I also occasionally use X Speed for the fast shield. Eject button, I would say, is the most common item to use because just being able to teleport and get out of bad situations is always very useful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will be playing Lucario. Lucario is one of my favorite Pokemon anyway, but I just really like the mobility of Lucario.
Yes.
Has great melee abilities.
Yeah.
It's just an overall really well-rounded character, and for someone new to the game, it's been easy for me to pick up.
Yeah, Lucario has received buffs and nerfs throughout the patches, but it's almost always been a strong meta Pokemon in tournaments. I think it's kind of up in the air whether Extreme Speed, Bone Rush, or Power Up Punch, Close Combat is the better build now, but Cora's going to be using Power Up Punch, Close Combat, because Extreme Speed and Bone Rush requires a bit of a higher learning curve to master.
Yeah.
And my suggestion for your first skill is to get the dash so you can reach the Lobster faster, and so you won't like push the monkeys around.
Yep, it's all about getting these like really fast experience on the way. It's been something I've been improving at.
You can do the double bump here to hit the 2 monkeys.
Whoop. Yep,
Here,
and
I'll
we're
leave
trying
that
to
last
race
monkey
to
for
this
you.
lobster. And also have both of us get experience.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So
I think we ended up getting the kill on it. I'm not
we
sure.
did not get it.
Okay.
Or, no,
it
you
looked
got
close.
it.
I'm gonna run away
but
here.
Unfortunately, even though I took a bunch of damage, Snorlax has a rest, so I can just sleep it off.
Yeah, rest is fantastic. And you'll see us kind of, we're going after all the monkeys, coming back in here to heal.
And what's the next thing we're really caring a lot about in this early game?
The bees would be the next thing that we care about. We can also go for what is called, quote unquote, the forbidden crab, which appears at 9 minutes, which we should probably go for since they're not really.
The forbidden crab is so funny. I've never heard that term before I started playing with all of y'all.
And the reason why you don't go for it is because they can score like that. But TR rotated.
We have our jungler here.
To punish,
which is fantastic because now
question.
they're going to die. And we get the bees.
Yeah, question for you all. There's all this talk about crabs. There's all this talk about bees.
Yeah, so what you want to do...
that sounds like a real animal, not a Pokemon. What's going on here?
Just shorthand for the core fish and the Apom and, you know.
Yeah, so I am, as Court calls, a Gen 1er. And so, I've only played Gen 1, so I don't really know that much. So I just call them like monkey, bees, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I have
power
received
punch
my
now.
level up, so I'm going for heavy slam. And we just kind of want to... The more important part is just to get experience for ourselves rather than like try to kill, because Pokemon kills are really not worth that much experience.
No.
And if they're going in like that, CTR is rotating, so he can probably punish. Although Duraludon does get a CC immunity, and now that we've killed him,
wiped him.
we can
Here
score,
we go. That's
which is the point of the game.
Yeah, we finally scored.
Exactly.
But I think something that beginner players do more often is they focus way too much on scoring. And that can be a problem because if you're way too aggressive, you're just wiping all the time. You're not getting the experience. It's all about calculating when to go for it.
And
are you going down bottom? Should I go down with you?
I'm going down bottom. Right. You can go down bottom with me. And that is because we're going for the Dread objective, which has been nerfed, but it is still an important objective because it still gives a lot of... Oh, I think I went in all by myself, so I'm probably going to die.
No, Mike.
I know. I'm not the master. I probably should have tried to gain a level so I could get the shield and bump them into my team.
Yeah, the shield is an amazing utility tool that oh, I just got ouched by Charizard. That was not nice. But
yeah,
Charizard's ult is scary.
Very good ult.
Yeah. And we're talking about ults. It's again another little shorthand for the Unite move.
Yeah,
you always
like Dota terminology,
right?
Yeah, it's like okay, it's Dota. Okay, I didn't know if it was Dota or League terminology. Oh, there are 3 of them here.
Yes, there are 3. You do not want to.
Nope, I should have just camped on the tower.
They
that was a
have
mistake I
Dread,
made.
so we're kind of going for the consolation prize of Rotom right now.
Yep, all right, I'm heading up. So Rotom's legendary up top, and if you get it, it lets you basically, if it gets all the way to their tower, it lets you like insta-dunk.
And I'm just trying to not let them get to Rotom in time, although I don't know if that'll happen because...
I love the shield.
They got it.
Oh, they got it, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and they owned me as well. But I have close combat now, which is great. Close combat allows me to heal if you hit people a little bit, which is kind of cool. It's just a good move overall.
So
and you can see how chaotic everything gets as soon as like you got 10 players instead of the
it
handful.
Does.
So there's a lot to follow, a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, and right now I'm just in recovery mode because I am very underleveled. So I just want to get up to level 9 so I can get my Unite move.
Yeah, I'm really under level 2. I'm level 7, which is like not a good place to be.
No, you're gonna want. Fortunately, there's not a lot of farm on our side.
I stole something from TR, sorry. I stole some experience from TR. I'm sure he's fine with that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Charizard was ulting again. Very unfortunate. So they're a bit ahead of us on levels.
A quite quickly charging bolts.
Yeah. I'm flying in. But hopefully we can. Oh, okay. TR did a good hit there. Yeah, I'm just like really low on experience, which is
so
not
you're just
fun.
gonna want to farm.
I'm gonna farm Ludicolo.
The thing is,
here.
once the laning phase breaks up, you're just kind of trying to hit the objectives, get score, etc., etc. We're actually not that far behind, despite not getting that many goals, because we mostly broke their top goal.
That's true. Yeah. I think we're doing okay in terms of score-wise. We just happen to be a bit behind.
Yeah,
the good
on
thing
levels.
is there are these bees that are all just for me up here, so I'm going to take good advantage of that.
And fortunately, we killed the Crustle, who's the tanky boy. Unfortunately, I died for it, so...
Okay, I do have my Unite move now. Where should I head?
Probably want to go for Rotom now, because it's going to be too hard to contest Dread at
Then
this
let's
point.
do it. Yep, and you could say they got it, so we're gonna instead go for Rotom.
Yeah, so the enemy team looks like it's having a pretty strong, first half. So
Yeah.
Yes,
at this point, like, would you be
definitely.
preparing for like a Zapdos snipe
Yeah.
or, trying to get that? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of want to save, like, we're still kind of far from Zapdos, but still kind of trying
no.
to save ults when we can.
Okay.
But I'm gonna use mine right here, just because they're
Yeah.
both here, and really trying to kill them.
Fortunately, if I used ult now, I
I
probably
killed
wouldn't
one of
have for
them.
Zap. And it's
So that was
kind of
good.
more important that I have for Zap than, like...
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Okay, we
yeah,
broke
It's
their
very
top goal.
important to
Yeah.
look at the timing of everything.
And the reason why I was bumping them to the left was to bump them off the goal so that they couldn't get the regeneration and shield from the goal.
Yeah, that was smart. I got sniped a little bit there,
Yeah.
but
Hoopa has one of the strongest ults in the game.
yeah, Hoopo's large right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see that big, huge portal that just showed up, that allows the entire team to teleport to that location. It's quite powerful.
Hoopa's really cool as a Pokemon.
Yes.
It can be kind of rough to learn, I think, but it's like neat.
Yes, it requires a lot of thinking about positioning and the like, because you can use the portal to like teleport your team into locations or go back to base's safety, but it's very complicated Pokemon. And the reason why I went back was to recharge my health for the Zap fight. Even though I do have my ultimate and a potion to restore health, it's still a good idea to have as much health as possible. And,
Absolutely.
and I don't.
All right.
Ideally, I don't want to break the goal now because it's better to break it when it's Zap time.
For those double points, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, I'm here at
Unfortunately,
Zap.
3 of us are dead, so I just kind of have to ult to even survive.
All right, waiting for TR to come in. Oh, I got ulted by Charizard. Very fun. Okay.
Oh boy.
So Charizard is
And
one of the
so
best
did
ults in the
TR.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't
Oof.
do anything to it while it's ulting. It's CC immune. And so yeah, they got zapped. So
They
that
got
pretty
zapped.
much means they win the game.
Yeah, we're kind of in defense mode.
Unfortunate.
They just had a really good lead with. That's why it's like super important to get those objectives, and so they got a lot
get
of
the objectives and levels.
Yep, I'm gonna use my ult here. Just try and keep them from scoring as much as
Yeah.
possible. So we did that at least.
We did actually prevent one of them from scoring. We're
And they're
still
all
way behind.
Dead. So
3 of them are dead. As
3
you
of
can
them
see
are
from the orange circles on our screen.
so
The problem is, we are.
quite behind.
Yeah,
But
yes,
if we
quite
can
behind.
sneak
Yeah.
some goals.
Yeah, if we can sneak some goals.
But Hoopa's over here.
Yeah, but okay, I was able to dunk.
Oh,
I
that's
did my
good.
job, and now I'm
You
just gonna
did,
try
you
to
did
run
your
away.
job. I sadly died, but glad you got your dunk.
Yeah. Oh, I might be able to get another dunk. Okay. Only
Yeah,
2
Score
points.
Shield. We love Score
But you gotta
Shield
get
so
the,
much.
the petty dunks. All right. Yeah. Okay, so my death was actually very good there because the Hoopa was hitting me instead of TR.
Yeah,
And
instead
the
of
game's-
TR, and TR scored 100.
Exactly. And the way the game's auto-targeting works is that if someone's low in health, it'll prioritize the low in health target. So, and Amy and Amaryllis also scored. So we might actually...
We actually did okay at the end there.
I think we still lost, but we
I
might
do
have
too.
actually
I think we still lost.
caught up some.
But we blocked them from scoring, and then we got some good dunks. And that's, that's why you don't give up after you lose Zap. A lot of people do surrender, but it's like it's not totally over if you play well.
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying Zap is OP, and it is pretty OP. Oh, wow, that was
Look
way
at that
closer.
ending. That was really close.
That was way closer than I thought it was, actually.
Yeah. So
Oh my goodness.
that was like we fought to the end there. If we had gotten just like one more small, like if I had gotten to dunk my 30, we literally would have won.
Yeah.
22-point game. That was
So
despite like losing Zapdos, being behind in the first half. You almost brought it back. Wow, so close,
Yeah.
so close.
yeah, that was fun.
And again, everybody's like, this is the part we're gonna do one more of these. We're just like focusing in, lasering in on a role of the game. We're going to do this one more time with the jungle role here before we get into the 5v5 action everybody's been looking forward to. So, Mike, Frozen Flygon, thank you so much for, Mike, thank you for teaching Frozen Flygon a little bit about laning and different things. And we are going to swap out and do one more game. I promise, one more game, then a break, then we'll be getting into the 5v5.
Do you mind if I say one more thing before we switch?
Go ahead.
A lot of people are saying Zap is OP, and yes, it is a very powerful, overpowered objective, but at the same time, Zap isn't quite everything, as you can see there, because we almost caught up anyway. And also, sometimes, even if they take Zap, if you manage to kill a bunch of them before they can score, then you can still win the game. So while, yes, Zap can determine, a high percentage of games, it's not necessarily the end-all be-all.
Sweet.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so, again, thank you so much. And, I'm going to let you two go, but, we're going to be hearing from Mike and Frozen Flygon later in the show because they are both on the same team. Which, more on that later, don't you worry. But let's go ahead and bring in our next duo of the Pokemon Trainer Training segments. It's going to be a Test Runner and C Average. So you may not have noticed that Test Runner and C, you were also in that game that just happened. How did it go? What were your thoughts?
I'm still learning the bird. So we got a nice little warm-up match for our training session. So that was nice. That was a little bit of a rough matchup for me. Lots of stuns and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything to Mike because Mike's the boss. I don't want to make him mad. But I think it's an honor to you, C, that both Mike and Frozen Flygon were calling you TR the whole game.
Oh wow!
He was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "Yeah, look at TR coming in." So, Test Runner, aka TR, hello, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. So Test Runner is a Talonflame main, which is the jungler that we saw here, and C, you're I guess I want to say super new, but relatively newer to like Pokemon Unite or so. And learning how to play Talonflame, one of the best here. Gotta feel great.
yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so we're gonna basically repeat this, doing one more game before we break into the 5v5 action. And this time, Test Runner is going to be coaching C Average here through the jungle role in Pokemon Unite. So I'd say go ahead and get the queue started. I think we're set. And good luck. That game last time was pretty dang close. I think it was a 22-point delta. So we'll see if you can come out ahead this time.
Yeah, feeling good. Yeah.
Almost enough. Zapdos isn't always the end of the game. Just a higher than normal chance.
Right. Maybe we'll see a few less stuns and CC options on the opponent side this time.
So this is, everybody, just to remind you, a live match. So we're going into the game queue system. We do not know what opponents are going to be faced here. They probably don't even know they're going to be on the GDQ channel. So you'd be surprised if they ever find out. It's like, oh man, did you see? You're on GDQ the other day. Oh my goodness.
So I guess just to kind of talk about it a little bit here, this is all the stuff that TR told me to use. So we've got X Attack to make me attack faster because that's important for the bird. And for our held items, we've got Buddy Barrier, which is just extra survivability. Score Shield, which is good for both scoring and also its health, so that's nice. And then the Razor Claw there is more just like melee attacker damage. Yep. Yeah. And we can talk a little bit about what moves we'll be using as we get into this as well. TR is teaching me what I've been told is the more difficult of the bird builds, but also the burstier one. Yeah.
You have Brave Bird, and then you have Cowards.
Strong words from TR. Chat, let us know how you feel about TR's comments here.
I see you got an opposing Talonflame on the other team. Who's the better bird? Who's the braver bird?
That's a good question. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they aren't even a Brave Bird.
Okay, so grass side going up first. Generally, the jungle role is mostly just about getting as much farm as possible, much XP as possible, since most of the XP is here. You really want to have a Pokemon in the jungle that gets a big power spike at level 5, and because that is the XP you'll get from the first jungle clear, and Talonflame is generally one of those. And you kind of just generally the beginning of the jungle just kind of follow the creeps, just keep going to the closest one, and the grass side will always be going up if you do it this way, and then the sand side will be going bottom. If you watch the map, you also might want to pay attention to like seeing, oh, if one lane's struggling, should I go to that lane instead of like just kind of following the creeps? But this is fine. They're being very aggressive, so you can get some just quick kills in here, and then score your points. And the very important thing is that the bees that spawn at 8 minutes and 50 seconds, and that is where a huge amount of XP is going to be at the beginning of the game.
Is there an actual name for this Pokemon here?
The bees?
The bees?
Vespiquen and Combi.
Okay, so I can see why we just call it the bees. That's way too complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, and so all these jungle creeps have a 1 minute respawn time. So since you clear them at around, a little after like 9:30, by the time you finish the bees and come back here, like they're just respawning, so you can get the next wave of creeps without wasting any time.
Took our next skill upgrade there as Brave Bird, which is the correct one according to TR.
The correct one. So it seems like you got to predict like where enemies are going to be.
Yeah,
like a little bit of wind-up time.
Yeah, there's a pretty long cast time, so if you just drop it where they are and they see it coming, they'll just walk out of the circle. So you kind of have to predict how they're moving and try to, outsmart them when they're trying to dodge you. You gotta go where they think you're dodging to or whatever.
All right, I'm looking forward to this bird-on-bird battle here. They're also very
started
brave.
off really badly.
Got a kill. Okay.
Yeah. So they landed their Brave Bird and I missed mine, which is bad.
It looks like your team did well going through and cleaning it up.
I would grab the jungle creep before going bottom, so you can get to level 9 real quick, and then quickly head down.
Oh no! Bad teleport.
Yeah, you have to be careful about the Aerial Ace. It has a tendency to put you in positions you don't want to be in if you're not careful.
So Talonflame gets the ult at level 9. I think that's like most Pokemon get it at like 9, and then many at 8. Are there any that get it outside of those levels?
There are some that get it. I believe Zeraora gets the slowest at level 10. But yeah, generally it's between 8 and 9 is most common.
Hey, there we go. There's the better bird right there. See, good work.
So I would just go back to your jungle. This creep's already dead, so there's not a lot of point of going through their jungle very much. You can get this kill, I guess. But yeah, you generally just want, as the jungler, you just want to get as much XP as possible.
Shoot.
Oof.
Yeah.
All on you.
So
because,
what they did well there was Brave Bird from off screen, which is very nice.
Yeah, knowing where the enemy bird is pretty important.
Yeah, for sure. But a big reason why you want to jungle as much as possible is you actually are going to get more XP from killing these creeps than you do from killing enemy heroes. as long as you have like a level lead. And as a jungler, you generally have the level lead. So getting kills is good for denying the enemy team, but it's not great for you to get experience.
Yeah, I see this, like, so see you're level 11, like the rest of your team seems to be
Go
level
off
10.
and left so you can cut off the... There you go. Yep. Very nice. Yeah, the Ninetales is making a pretty risky score there, so it was pretty easy to kill it after it turned around.
So TR, when you're playing the games, like you're, you know, a high-ranked Masters player, how much of the time would you say you'd spend like just looking at the mini map, you know, just seeing where people are?
It's really hard to judge. It's like, you know, it's like driving a car. You're like constantly like looking all over the place, right? You know, so it's I feel like I probably like I'm looking at the mini map like, you know, maybe every 5 to 10 seconds, but you just want to kind of keep being aware because you want to be checking like where's the enemy team, right? If you see a target shows up, looks like an easy kill. If you don't know where anyone else is, you could very easily be just walking right into a trap.
I was the better bird that time.
Hey.
Usually the magic trick for outbirding the enemy bird is to go second.
Yeah.
Yeah. You end up with these games where the two birds are just kind of like having to stare down, waiting for the other one to shoot first.
So that Ninetales really likes doing the ninja dunks, you know,
It does.
avoiding the team fights and just dunking up top.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
good, we did it. Not dead.
Yeah, that can be scary. Going up against a lot of those kind of all-rounder Pokemon can be pretty tough on the bird because they have too much survivability generally for you to burst them down, and then if you don't kill them right away, then they will out-damage you. Well. That definitely should be... That's a good ult because now it's at 3:15. You will have your ult up before Zapdos, which is very critical. So if you have another opportunity, hold your ult until after the 2-minute mark.
You're on fire!
Ninetales is here again.
Ninetales is dead again.
Speed is good. You definitely want to be at least 13 by this by the 2-minute mark, but ideally you're going to be 14 or 15, with 15 being max level. And you should be able to get 14 pretty easily if you get a few more quick
That
kills.
was not intentional. Yeah, so I'm definitely feeling like this is a much better match than last time for the bird.
Yeah, they don't have nearly as much stuns this match. Yeah. So getting this Dreadnought is fine. I mean, this is what your team is doing, so you kind of have to follow through. In this kind of match, it might have been better for your team to actually try to go for the Rotom, because then the Rotom will be active during the Zapdos, but I understand why you guys went bottom. You can get the secure Rotom, you might not have gotten the damage in a time.
The final stretch! You're on fire!
Okay, so you're winning, so I wouldn't push Zapdos to try to get some kills and defend. The bird is quite bad at fighting Zapdos. It doesn't have a lot of health, so Zapdos will just kind of destroy it, lots of AoE. But you can try to get a last hit if you're forced to, but generally it's going to be more useful to just try to get some kills in. It stops them from getting it. I would just teleport back right now and get a heal, and then your team can hold off and you'll be fine. Oh, one Zapdos anyways.
Hey.
I actually don't know if you're going to be able to get there in time, so you might just want to stay back and... Oh, you're committed.
I mean, I can sit here and farm some bees.
Yeah, so I would just defend. So I would just go back to home. You have a very strong lead. 2 of your teammates just scored. So you have like at least a 300-point lead right now. Yeah, that Vespa Queen's on that.
Dang, Vespa Queen.
All right. Oh, well, lucky for you, the Greninja came top, so you're here to defend it. It's going to go bottom, so you should just head bottom right now.
It's a good dodge on the slow smoke there.
kills. The Greninja did go bottom.
Yep.
But it's fine. You have such a huge lead that you pretty much have no real concern of losing this match unless they start scoring home, and that's quite easy to defend.
Yep, so 10 seconds left. I don't think we have many issues though. Pikachu's hanging out down in their base. That's fine.
Yeah, scoring points on their team right now. Yeah, good job. You outbirded their bird. You got some kills on the bird.
The bird. We did it. Thanks, TR.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without you.
I mean, you're the one playing the game. It's all you.
You know, that's one thing I think everybody, agrees on. Like, you see someone else on the enemy team that's playing the same thing you are, and then you're like, you know what? I need to be better than that person. I need to outdo them in the same exact role so I can feel good about myself. And you did it, Caesar. Congratulations.
There we go. There's the
GG.
chart thing. Thank you.
All right.
What's next, Vant?
What's next is actually going to be a break. So TR, thank you for teaching C more about the jungle role as well as our audience. So I think everyone watching GDQ chat, what's up? How you doing? Now I hope this has been enough to get you on top of how Pokemon Unite works, things to look for, and all of that. But we're going to be going into a quick wellness break, and when we come back, we're going to be entering the 5 versus 5 GDQ in-house battles for bragging rights. Who is going to be the better team? But you'll have to stay tuned until after the break. See you all momentarily. And welcome back to Game Masters, everybody. The show all about speedrunning adjacent and everything in between. And just a reminder, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. If you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. We had a lot of fun, this past hour or so, showing people how Unite works and, what the different roles are doing. And I think it's high time we start pitting everybody against each other. The GDQ showrunners and staff, have gotten into 2 teams, 5 players per team, and we're going to go into matches to see who's going to come out on top. Of course, since this is, I guess we could kind of consider this esports, I am going to be a commentator, and I would love to have a co-commentator here with me, and I'd like to introduce everybody to beginning. We'll be calling her Chloe, who's going to be co-commentating with me today. Chloe, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Yeah, what's your
Thanks
background with Unite, just really quick before we get into this?
My background with Unite, I started playing it as soon as it came out. I was very unsure if I was going to get into it, but I got very into spent a ton of time into it when it first came out. I got Masters in Season 1, then I kind of took a break for a bit because there was no incentive to kind of keep playing after that. I came back like a month ago, got Masters back again, so I've been just enjoying the game. I don't know, Pokemon stuff's always fun for me, regardless of the kind of game it is, so I'm excited for this.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. We'll see how it goes. Trying out all these new spectating features and all that. But, what are the teams? Let's go take a look at the teams here. See who is going against who. We've got, on the left, Team the Uyamanati with their team captain, Mike Uyama, test runner. Probably going to be the jungler there, Frozen Flygon, who we saw during the intro here, doing the laning, playing Lucario. We got Worm, Church, and Sarge. And then Team Sentachu on the other side with Railcoon, Cutieroo, C Average, Amerlin, and Angel. And with that, I think it is time to get into game number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and give the okay to the teams to go ahead and queue up. Again, these are custom matches. All the Pokemon Unite licenses are unlocked. Everything is at max level. They have no limitations to what they can do. And really quickly, getting in here, we have Mike Uyama using the Snorlax, Test Runner using Bird, Worm with the Eldegoss, Church and Sarge, determining what the Pokemon's going to be. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. No, Worm's going to go Cinderace.
The unsure nature is coming on here. Now, I will say these teams did have to have some last-minute scramblings of their players, so maybe their communication isn't as there as they would have liked, so they're just trying to get everything together. But it looks like you have some variety going on. Not too much overlap, honestly. There's only one Pokemon that's currently being overlapped between the 2 teams.
Yeah, I'm curious who's going to be jungling on each side. I imagine Test Runner for Uyamanati is going to be jungling, and then Railcoon, no, just Railcoon, but end-game name is a little bit different, I imagine is going to be jungling for Team Sentochu on the right side. We'll see if I'm right, see if I'm wrong. Let's get going. Oh, the timer's counting down. I'm nervous, Chloe.
I think all my nerves have been replaced by excitement here to be able to commentate this. And it looks like we're loading in right now. So we can take a look at the teams here as we have the Uyamanatis rocking the Snorlax, Talonflame, Cinderace, Eldegoss, Lucario, and Team Sentochu has the Venusaur, Serena, Hoopa, Eldegoss, and Dragonite.
Yeah, we saw a couple of these in the demonstrations before, but a lot of these are new. We'll do our best to explain what's going on. And here we go. I just love, Chloe, the Snorlax outfit that Mike Uyama has. It's like the little baby bit. I mean, look at that. It's just so adorable.
It's a baby. Okay, now why couldn't it be a Munchlax? I want to see Munchlax in a baby bib.
All right, looks like our lanes on the top. We've got Snorlax and Lucario here. That's Mike and Flygon, who have been laning together all day. And then on the opposite side, we've got, if I could actually find them here, we've got a Venusaur and an Eldegoss. So, interesting thing about this composition here, C-Average and Amerlin, this comp does not do too much damage, but it is also incredibly tanky. So I'd imagine up here we're going to see, potentially a lot of kill steals from Frozen Flygon here as Lucario, but then C-Average and Amy just refusing to go down. But we'll see what happens there.
We actually got a lot of action going on down bottom right now, as we're actually going to see the Score Bunny nearly go down, have to go take the berry as they were trying to contest the Hoopa and the Bonsweet's their jungle camps right now. So they did have to retreat a little bit, but as you can see, we actually have the bird in the jungle, or hiding in the bush right now, rather, as they jump in. So they have the numbers advantage, and look at all that damage that's being put out right now. Rue is having a little bit of trouble here. Will they go down? It's one shot, and they do, as we're going to now have the Hoopa be really low. Will the Hoopa be able to get to the berry in time? They do, but it does not really matter. That Hoopa isn't really going to be able to stop too much here. Will they get the dunk? They do.
Yeah,
that's a great
meanwhile, so Ray jungle rotated to the top, so the junglers went opposite directions. So just Team Sentochu was able to clean up all the bees up here, but because Snorlax and Lucario are being so rude, Mike and Flygon were able to hold off any score. See that 80 points still alive on the goal. In fact, no points have been scored at all up top. Pretty impressive.
Bot is double dunking right now for Team Sentochu, actually, because both of the Yamanati had to recall, so they needed to go get their health back. We'll see if it actually does matter, though, because it looks like they will be able to get away scot-free for that dunk. So it's going to be an early lead for the Sentochu.
Yeah, and Cinder is being very, very aggressive, but up at the top, Mike and Frozen Flygon are getting a couple cheeky dunks in. But here comes Ray and the counter jungle from Test Runner coming in and cleaning it up. Wow, the timing on that Brave Bird from there. And look at this, Chloe. There is 1 point remaining on this goal. So if you have like 50 points, for example, and you score on a 1 point goal, that's a 49 over score, essentially. That's the most you could possibly get there. So that's being set up for a big score later on. That is huge.
I wonder if they communicated that there, because like some people will communicate as we actually have a lot of action going on right now. And unfortunately, the Talonflame does go down, as it's currently an odd numbers advantage for Team Sentochu. The Dragonite goes in trying to fight, but now the numbers are in favor of Team Uyamanati. People are starting to drop their Unite move. Look at the Dragonite smacking around. You have the Slow Smoke getting dropped. Multiple people are half, and ooh, look at Uyama, Mike jumping in with the Heavy Slam on top of two of them pushing them into their goal. Now they have the numbers advantage. Will they be able to contest for first Dreadnought here?
Yeah, but look at this. See up top, just going to be taking the Rotom on his own. And it looks like nobody's going to contest it. So, this fight for Dread, I feel like could be going on for a while. But it looks like the Yamanati are coming in, doing some cleanup.
Ooh, but Rue with the Serena cleans up everybody there. That did not look like it was going to be nearly as good for the Sentochu as they did, but here they are. Rue on the Serena jumps down, stomps on all of Team Uyamanati and proceeds to be able to set up Team Senjutsu for this first Dreadnought.
Yeah, and with that goal taken down, it's much harder for the Uyamanati to come in and contest Dread, and that is a pretty free Dread kill there, getting all the XP, and they also won Rotom up top, again, committing C average, just the Venusaur alone up there, and didn't even bother.
We do have a little bit of action going on right here, or down in the bottom lane. We will have to see. It looks like they are all kind of respecting each other. No one wants to full commit yet, so they do quickly back off as soon as the fight starts.
And Test Runner up top is being caught alone, going to use Brave Bird to try and get away, but it looks like the entire Team Senjutsu is here, and they successfully take down that goal.
Yeah. So while it looks like the Team Senjutsu actually has a little bit of a lead, the one thing we do have to keep in mind is the level curve. Rue is the only person who's able to keep up currently with Test Runner, as in the Serena and the Bird right now. But you see both of them are currently, or one of them is dead, the other one currently had to back up real quick. So we do have a little bit of a EXP similarity actually right now as Rue does come back. So the numbers are going to be much more in favor right now for Uyamanati, or Senjutsu.
Yeah, overall, you know, despite the Uyamanati losing both of their front goals, you know, the level advantage isn't too much, especially right here. If the Uyamanati can clean up this entire thing, that is a team wipe, everybody. And with that was a lot of catch-up XP.
Yeah, and they're poised to at least be able to contest for Rotom right now. It's really the only thing that you can try to go for right at the moment, as Dreadnought comes up in about 25 seconds. We'll see if they end up trying to do anything for it. The scores currently are still relatively close. It's 120 to 198, so, you know, one big late game dunk can swing that.
All right, yeah, and rather than waiting for a big overscore, Mike with Snorlax decided to just go ahead and break this goal up here. Because again, you can think of these individual goals here like a checkpoint, so to speak. And oh, look at this. Uyamanati fighting back down below, and potential here, if they do math correctly, to get both the 50 and the 39 there, and they were able to do math correctly, getting that big overscore.
It looks like they ended up opting to let the Rotom get taken by the orange team, and then while they had the numbers advantage, quickly go and dunk and get the Dreadnought. And it worked out perfectly for them. Although if you see right now, look at the bush bait that they're doing right now. Look at 4 of them about to jump in. It's a
this is a 5v3
going on here.
Oh, but Ray with Dragonite ulted in, and that actually is forcing back Uyamanati from what I thought was a surefire team wipe there. So
yeah,
those who don't know, Dragonites can just, you know, ult in. It's like a big, huge jump, like a Dragoon, essentially. It's a Dragon, see, get it?
I see where they got the name from. Hey, man, did you know that Ekans backwards is really Snake?
Get out of here. Get out of here. No way. I refuse to believe this.
I know. Crazy how their naming conventions worked back
Quick, someone in chat, I need you to type out Ekans' name so I can confirm this, because I'm trying to picture it going backwards in my head. I'm having a tough time. And oh, poor Avi getting caught by Mike Uyama here, being pushed into the corner. Nothing he can do, and is taken out. A little bit greedy there on the core. But this is still a close game, 250 to 217. This is going to come down to the Zap fight, how that goes, and whether any secret dunks can actually come into play.
Test Runner's currently trying to get away from Rue, as you see the Bird having to Brave Bird out. Currently, though, Rue is now in a bad situation for themselves in a 3v1. Will they be able to get out? Ooh, the numbers are coming back now. It's an even fight. Rue goes in for the Unite move on Test Runner there.
This is big. Whoever wins this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is going to determine the Zap fight. Zap spawns in 5 seconds. Again, every single game, it spawns in at 2 minutes. And oh, the ult from Angel playing as Pork to Christ, bringing in reinforcements. And oh my gosh, TR goes down. And Mike Uyama has no choice here but to run.
Yeah, that's just the power of Hoopa right there. So when Hoopa uses their Unite move, you can actually press one of the buttons on your controller, and it will warp you to your teammate's location that uses the ult. So all of a sudden, you can just have a numbers advantage, just literally off of a click of a button.
Oh, and the Dragonite. Oh my goodness, the Dragonite ult there, landing on 4 of the Uyamanati there. And look at this. Nobody is going for Zap. They know they have the lead, 250 to 217. They just need to make sure, Team Senjutsu here, Team Orange, that they are not able to take Zapdos. So this is called the Zapdos defense. And look at this. That is a team wipe. Only Frozen Flygon is alive here. choosing to go back and unsure what to do here, trying to defend, but just can't, defend both places at once. And even without Zap, we're getting 100 points scored bottom. We're getting 100 points scored top. And just like that, this seems to be a lock for Team Sentichu.
Yeah, it was close, and then just like with one team fight, immediately now it's really going to put Team Uyamanani on the back foot here as they're kind of forced to start this Zapdos here. As we see a big fight happening right now, a couple of Unite moves are being thrown down. Ray is almost dead.
Oh, it's gonna. Oh, they're going for it. It's gonna. I don't know who's gonna win.
Who's gonna get it? I think it's gonna go. Oh, Mike jumps out of the pit, so it's gonna be an easy cleanup for the Sentichu, and just like that,
wow.
They had to go for the play. Like, you have to respect it. They knew that they needed a force for that and just hope that they could get something there, and unfortunately they just weren't able to set themselves up in time for it.
Yeah, and with that, that is going to be GG for Team Sentichu. What a first game.
That was a very, like the score isn't going to be indicative to how tightly contested it was for a while there.
Yeah, a lot of time at the end it can kind of snowball one way or the other, but this was close from start to finish. And just, wow. I am so excited that is how our first game went. But, really quick here, going in, I want to pull up the player card here for Ray Railcoon here with, I will consider the play of the game with that Dragon Stomp on 4 of the Uyamanani. Like, it was just such a good time. They were all grouped up perfectly. But yeah, let's look here. We've got Ray, who is, of course, a fellow showrunner for the Community Spotlights. Airs every other week. It's also the Tech Volunteer Coordinator and Hotfix Producer for GDQ. Unite pick there, Dragonite. Of course, we saw that in play. Did very, very well with Dragonite there. Unite ranked Ultra. So Ultra is the second to highest. Only Master goes above that. And this I find quite interesting, Chloe. Ray's favorite Pokemon is Dragonair, but I talked to them previously before this, and Ray actually does not like Dragonite. So it's just the unending curse that you start the game as your favorite Pokemon, and then as soon as you hit level 8, I think it's level 8, you evolve into the Pokemon that you do not like.
I mean, to be fair, when you first played Gen 1, before the internet was so widely accessible for people, you look at that little Dratini, then it evolves into Dragonair, you think it's just going to become an even bigger noodle, not this big yellow tiny winged dragon.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and talk with the captains of each team. Let's bring in Mike Uyama. Let's bring in Ray to talk about that match. And Mike, Ray, hello. How's it going? What a first game.
Yeah, it was. We were definitely behind for a while, but we did catch up a bit, but we ultimately lost to Zap. I mean, it all comes down to Zap, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it was back and forth the whole time. Like, there's just so many team fight exchanges there. And Ray, I want to talk to you about a move I saw in the Zapdos fight there. And that is, I think you landed your ult on 4 people on the enemy team, like taking out a huge chunk of health. How did you feel in that moment? How much were you popping off about that move?
Yeah, honestly,
cool.
Most of your ultimates looked pretty impactful for the most part there. Like, it felt like Mike's team had the advantage up until you pretty much Unite moved in, and then all of a sudden swung it in your favor.
I was muted. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I was pretty happy about that ult. I held on to one I could have done earlier in the Zapdos fight because I didn't think my team needed it, and I got a better one, and I was very happy with it. Just to repeat what I said while I was muted.
I just want to remind everybody here, the player card we just went over there. We've got Ray, the Tech Volunteer Coordinator and Hotfix Producer. Hey, it happens to all of us. No matter how much experience we have with this, I started my show last time with like my mic muted for the first 90 seconds. Like, oh my goodness, I look terrible. Tech issues, everybody. It happens to all of us. Anyway, so Mike, do you have any plans for the next game number 2? You think you're gonna like maybe? No, actually, no, Ray, goodbye. I'm going to discuss strategy with Mike.
Okay,
sorry.
bye.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and move you. Yeah, later.
Yeah,
later.
that also means mute us.
Okay, Mike, now that Ray's not here, we can talk one-on-one.
We can't talk one-on-one.
One-on-one?
I mean, well, technically, like 3-on-1 to include Chloe here, and we got Richard.
I was gonna say, if you want me to go, I could like leave this for you.
So the thing is, I also actually did practice Hoopa. I don't know if I want to bust it out because I don't know if I'm confident enough to do it, but I will say this, Hoopa has a very, very powerful ult. Even if I have a bad Hoopa, you really can't screw up the ult because having something that teleports your buddies to the battlefield and just does a ton of damage is always nice.
Oh yeah, no, Mike, I do want to talk about your player card here that we have on the screen. So for those of you who don't know, GDQ founder himself, Mike Uyama here. You know him well. And you look quite frightening in that picture, I gotta say.
I mean, I'm squashing all fun, so what are you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what Snorlax does. So is that why you like Snorlax so much? You could just jump and squash all the fun out of everything?
I never thought of it that way, but now that you put it that way, I would say yes, that is a good way of putting it, because you see, basically when you're bumping people around as Snorlax, you're having fun, but the other team is very much not.
Okay, so your fun comes at taking the fun away.
Yes, exactly.
From other
it's
people.
like fun vamp.
It's like you. I think I get along with you.
It's like fun vampirism.
All right, Mike. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go as we can get into game number 2, and I'm interested to see how your team's going to adapt and to the new strategies that we saw coming out. So, because we did do a last-minute team swap here. Again, I apologize for everybody. So we were going to have Sent on the show, but unfortunately could not have that happen due to last-minute things outside of our control. So we are carrying on Team Sentachu in honor of Sent. So, we're still figuring out a couple things. So we will be, going through. And so let's go ahead and get into our next game, and it looks like I fell out of the lobby.
Yeah, they do need to bring us into the next lobby here.
Yeah.
So while they do that, I guess we have a second to chat and talk about that game overall now, or player cards, whichever one.
Yeah, you know what? I want to talk about Angel for a little bit while I'm getting into the next game here. So Angel was playing Hoopa and had a couple super clutch ults coming on through. And so Hoopa, again, just goes in and allows you to teleport people around the map. It's pretty neat. And gosh, just looking at this picture for Angel, I'm not sure if it's on screen, but it's it is on screen. All right, yeah. Good. We have a little bit of a delay here, so don't worry. But I think it's a hot dog. I'm pretty sure it's a hot dog. It looks really delicious, and I'm very hungry, but
I can't tell what it is, but it looks like something I want to eat.
Yeah, so Angel is the director of photography for GDQ, and so anytime you see pictures on social media or anything like that, Angel is a big part of that. So all those super awesome pictures, great person. Mr. Mime, the Unite pick, so even doing something off of his main pick there, which is pretty impressive. But Pokemon Master rank 1900. For those who don't know, that's pretty big. That's a pretty high rank. I think only TR has a higher rank than that.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to Masters, it starts you at 1200, so that means they climbed, just a measly 700 points.
Yeah, and I gotta say, favorite Pokemon, GDQ Shen. For those of you who are out of the loop there, GDQ Shen kind of came up during the last GDQ events, and it's kind of stuck around. So, I want to see all the GDQ Shens in GDQ chat. Post them if you got them. And, with that, I found my way into the lobby. So I'm going to go ahead and give them the go-ahead to start. Let's go. All right, we did it. We figured it out. I think both of us made the mistake of accidentally leaving the lobby.
So it wasn't that we made the mistake. I was actually warned ahead of time that as the admins, we actually get booted out of the lobby, so we're going to have to join every time to spectate. We have no choice.
All right, let's see if we've got any difference in picks. So looks like TR, Mike, and Frozen Flygon are going to be the same thing. So, but yeah, all right. We got Cinderace and Eldegoss here. But on the other team, Angel, you know, thinking of changing things up. We got Ray, Amy, and C choosing their picks.
I'm not seeing the Hoopa yet, so there might be a potential different thing coming out from Angel here. Wait, are they baiting us?
I don't know.
We got
they're moving around.
Mike's also changing their Pokemon a couple times, but we know they're going to Snorlax here, so... They're keeping it suspenseful.
Okay, Angel.
What is Angel gonna do? Will they be the Duck? Will they be the Pikachu? Oh, they're hovering the Squirrel, and we're gonna see something different here.
That is Greedent. Chloe, tell me about Greedent.
So Greedent is probably, as the kids would put it, annoying in terms of what you don't want to see. Greedent has their objective is really just to run into the enemy jungle and just cause an inconvenience to everybody. They have the fastest ability to get from their spawn to the enemy jungle in time for like the first camp. So they're just gonna dodge over there. They're gonna try to steal the objectives, and they have the ability to drop Oran berries, which will heal them. So they're gonna be able to heal themselves while also running around the jungle, just being an extreme inconvenience to everybody.
Yeah, anybody who's played Pokemon Unite in the recent months knows the pain of oh no, it's happening.
Yeah,
it's happening. There he goes. This is the textbook jungle invasion from Greedent here. This is something realistically only Greedent can do. TR knows about this. TR and Angel probably play together more than anybody else,
And look, they're already on the first camp right now, trying to steal away the Corphish. And as of right now, TR might not have any idea because they haven't made any sort of contact with each other yet.
Yeah, and just like this, really quick. Sorry, TR cannot get level 5. Remember how we were poking about the jungler actually, you know, really needing to get level 5 for that damage boost? But the problem here is, if TR can kill Angel, that's going to give TR the level 5. But it's a close battle here. I don't know who's going to come out ahead.
I think
my goodness,
an Angel! Angel gets the kill. That's with a level disadvantage right now, too.
Oh my goodness.
And just like that, like I said, minor inconvenience, minor annoyance. Angel just runs up and is like, hi, this is my side of the map now, and takes out the jungler and now works their way up to the bees.
Yeah, wow, that's really, really rough for the Yamanati. I know Angel has got to be very happy about that play. But here we go, TR's back at his level 5. Right, we'll see if we can get any sort of revenge here. Wow.
Absolutely wild right now. And actually, it looks like Angel is still going in, currently fighting Flygnome right now. It looks like they're going to be fine. They're going to currently move down. They are about to hit level 5, which is going to be really good for them. It looks like they're actually going to share the experience. No, they're currently trying to contest it with Mike right now.
Yeah, Mike was able to get that. Yeah, preventing the level up. We'll see if TR decides to come in here and stop this, but Mike really wants to ensure that Angel does not get all this free XP. And again, Pork Duck Rice here is Angel. Don't ask me why the name is different.
There is a number advantage right now for Team Sensuchu, and it looks like Flygnome does unfortunately go down, and the Greedent comes out at the level 5. You do have to hit level 5 in order to evolve, and just like that, they actually get the first goal taken care of completely. And TR is, oh my god, look at that damage. Even in a numbers disadvantage, TR is just going to wipe the floor with the help of Mike.
Wow, okay. So that was an important kill there from TR, ensuring that we could get like some bit of a comeback here. Because this early game, you know, with that jungle steal really impacts Test Runner's experience curve. And oh, if Amy goes down here, that's huge. That's a lot of sustain going down, but Ray is just so high up in levels right now.
Yeah, we do have a lot of action going down in the bot side here. It looks like Ray is going to be trying to get themselves out. It is going to be a very precarious situation for them. They're just trying to stall for time. It looks like I don't think there's really, there's no hope for them to get out here in time for this first Dreadnought.
That's really big. One thing I don't think we've mentioned too much is this game has a lot of catch-up mechanics if you go down to levels too early. If you take out Pokemon like 2 or 3 levels higher, then you gain a ridiculous amount of XP. And you know, although Rotom has been taken up here, you know, by Rue and C, you know, they're offering to get that and get the more important fight here. That is Dread, which is coming down, and this could be Snipes. And Mike Uyama securing the kill, and Angel just trying to bolt out of there. But I think this goal is not long, and I don't think Angel is long for the world either. But
I mean,
somehow, okay, there you go.
They definitely made it go a lot longer. Meanwhile, on the top side, Team Senchu did in fact get the Rotom, and they did get a couple of extra points on that top goal there.
Wow. All right. I'm curious what's going to be happening here in the middle. There's a potential for a team right here. Now they're going their separate ways, making sure. All right, so just looking quickly at the levels here that we have, you know, despite all the damage that Angel is going to do as Greedent early on, looking overall at the level situation, the Uyamanati are actually ahead in levels here. TR is ahead of Dragonites, or Ray, as the jungler there. And then the main attack damage there, Cinderace, level 8s, hitting or being close up there with Cinderace for the other team. So it's not by any means over here.
We do have a big fight starting down in bot. Sorry to interrupt you right now, but it looks like a bunch of Unite moves are being popped here. We do have a lot of action going on here. It looks like a couple of people are currently dead. We have the Greedent down, we have the Lucario down. TR and the Talonflame does go down. We have who's gonna win this fight? It's still super close. Numbers are still even. Looks like Ray is going to go down though. But actually, Mike and the Uyamanati are gonna come out on top of that fight.
Yeah, that is a huge victory there. Fending off all those goals, getting a ton of XP there in the process of it.
Yeah. And you can actually see right now, there are 3 people currently on the Uyamanati trying to set up for Dreadnought, as Rotom is actually going to get started by 2 of the members of Team Senchu and the Cinderace and the Venusaur. So there's going to be 0 contest for that as the second Dreadnought is about to spawn.
Yeah, and look at that. Team Senchu is still just going to push Rotom instantly. They know they can do it with the delay that, you know, Ray has been able to put on their team and his Greedent here. But important to note, you know, Angel is starting to fall behind in levels there. There's only so much that he can do at level 9. Look at that, just going down to the Cinderace. It's the average left out there to dry, you know.
Yeah, TR is putting on a clinic right now after all of the, you know, slowed down start that they had against the Greedent, and now they're just running through, really making this super hard for Team Senchu. But at the same time, while Test Runner is doing all of this, if we take a look at the scores real quick, they are down. Team Uyamanati still down over 150 points.
Oh, they got caught there, so they may have secured that, but, you know, just getting cleaned up in the process. Thankfully, not too bad here.
I mean, they are, you know, Team Uyamanati is going to lose the Dreadnought here, and it looks like they might have bit off more than they could chew here, so this is going to be a good chance for the level curve to go back in the favor of Team Senchu.
Oh, I'm surprised Mike and crew did not go and refill their HP there. Not sure if TR can clean this up. C just managing to get away.
And now you just have the Dragonite running through, spamming its Outrage, trying to smack everything there.
All right, Church. Church playing Eldegoss. Of course, you see this big, huge cotton ball. That is the support. Eldegoss puts shields around your opponents. That gives you a little bit of speed boost as well as damage reduction. And, you know, in terms of damage, not doing too much, but look in the middle here. I'm not sure if Mike knows how many people are directly to his rights. I think he's realized and is now heading the opposite direction, because that was a recipe for disaster.
If he has the little scroll wheel that shows up on the right side of the screen, it'll probably detect, but it looks like they at least were able to get out safely as Team Senchu takes their 3rd Rotom of the game right now. Let's see if they're going to be able to push us in right as Zapdos spawns, so now it'll even be even more scary for them if they let that Rotom going, so that's going to be a potential double points time.
Yeah, look at this. As soon as the Zapdos happened, they secured Rotom. They just left that to go. That's going to go all the way to home base. You can see that on the mini-map. But, you know, Angel just doing work to try and distract the enemy team here. And if somehow Church manages to survive, but Rue, very low HP. This, potentially not great. Depends on if Ray can survive or not, this confrontation here. Very low HP, and Worm coming in with a big ult. Oh, there goes Ray. There goes Amy. There goes the sustain. C average not far behind. And look at that. It is now turned into a 5 versus 2 situation with 3 very long respawn timers here.
Worm absolutely just running over with the Cinderace there, just absolutely dishing out so much damage there, making it really hard for Team Senjutsu to be able to get.
Yeah, they need to secure this Zapdos here. There it is. Zapdos has been secured for the Uyamanati. They all have very high HP here, so just need to go through and get these dunks. There's TR getting the dunk.
Ray
here comes
doing a great job of
coming
trying
in
to stop them though.
But I think this may have been a miscommunication here. Everybody's going up top. Can Church get there at the bottom? Ray tries to come in there and stomp, but it is not enough.
Church does get there. And now Worm is going to be trying to get the score in time. Will they be able to make it? They do just with 1 second
barely.
left.
Wow.
That is such a swing. Look at that. It's like 200 points now that they have the lead for. Now they just got to play the defense, but it looks like Worm's going to go down. So it's going to be a 3 versus 5 defense here. Will the team of Yamanani be able to hold on to their lead with 9 seconds left?
Yeah, with Snorlax there is nothing they could do to stop that. And wow, just like that, Ray caught out of position there towards the ends. And that allowed the snowball to happen. Of course, a big moment there, taking out the Eldegoss. That was huge. And without that sustain, without their jungler, the best everybody else could be was be a little bit annoying. But, at that numbers disadvantage, that turned into Team Uyamanati's game to lose.
Yeah, that was a huge... just overall, like, you could see the swings back and forth there. Like, it felt like Uyamanati had the advantage in terms of the levels for a while, and then all of a sudden it ended up being that despite the level advantage, there was the point advantage that Team Senjutsu had been able to accrue, and then it just ended up really going down to that major Zapdos fight, and Worm with the Cinderace just absolutely shredding through the entire team.
Yeah, that was a heck of a game. I'm just looking at the stats here. Things to notice. So TR putting in work with that Brave Bird there, almost hitting 100,000 damage in the game. In general, if you're seeing something above 100,000 damage for an individual person, that's pretty dang good. That means you are just doing work left and right. But one player I saw here that pulled off really the killing blows on that final fateful confrontation right before Zap, taking out both Ray as well as Amy, the 2 most important players on the enemy team there for them. And let's just take a look at Worm's player card here. And this one's my favorite, one of my favorites. I don't want to say exactly my favorite, but I don't know if you've seen these. So I asked everybody to give me like some pictures and some information to put together really quick. And it's pretty special. Worm's there. It's like, you look at this thing. You can tell like Worm can see the code. Like, look at this visor. It's just so incredible. This image here, I think, should be in the dictionary definition for esports. I mean, we got the tactical visor, we got the glove that kind of like looks like a power glove here going through all this. But anyway, Worm, if you don't know who he is, the chief broadcast engineer for GDQ. So making sure the stream's running and that everything you see is working all right. That is Worm's role. Of course, the Unite pick Eldegoss. However, we saw Worm using Cinderace there and do quite well with it. Unite rank unranked. Worm is relatively new to the game, but has an incredible amount of experience in other MOBA games. And if you've played, League of Legends, you've played Dota at a high level like Worm has, a lot of the skills do transfer over. A lot of that like mentality that you need to win something like this. And favorite Pokemon, Slowpoke. I just love how goofy Slowpoke is. What are your thoughts on Slowpoke, Chloe?
I think Slowpoke is just the silliest Pokemon. I don't know if you played Pokemon Snap, the original one, but I have such fond memories of just seeing that Slowpoke just standing there all like starry-eyed. You just feels like minding its own business, and it was just like, it was the cutest little thing for me to see. So I love Slowpoke.
Yeah, no, favorite Pokemon region. For those of you who don't speak Japanese, that is Kanto. Kanto, the OG. So, Worm just being cheeky with me, testing my Japanese ability here. Anyway, one other person I want to, take a peek at here. Let me see. I lost my notes. I misplaced my notes. Oh, professional broadcaster right here. Let's freaking go.
You got this, I believe.
I want to pull up Frozen Flygon's card here, because I saw some general improvement there from Lucario. Lucario is such a tough Pokemon to play optimally, but Frozen Flygon, again, also relatively new to Pokemon Unite. But look at this picture. Like, I love this. Like, if you saw Frame Fatales, like she was doing stuff where putting like more and more bows like at different donation incentives until like there's just nothing but bows in their hair. But
I love it. That's super cute.
Yeah, is the Frame Fatales event lead for GDQ, and also the host of the Hotfix show, It's Dangerous to Go Alone, a show all about Hotfix games, excuse me, misspoke there. All about cooperative games. So, jolly cooperation. That's the show's focus. Lucario, her Pokemon pick, and this may be a surprise for everybody, but it turns out that Frozen Flygon's favorite Pokemon, believe it or not, is Flygon. Did anybody guess that? I certainly wouldn't have guessed that.
I mean, based off that picture, you had a 50-50 chance. It could have been Glaceon.
And their favorite region is Hoenn. Now, let's see. Do we have... I think we have Mike and Ray ready to bring back in. So let's go ahead, bring the two team captains back in. So, wow. First of all, Mike, I want to talk to you about your early game here. That is, when you saw Greedent from Angel, did you know what was coming?
I thought it was going to be either Tri-Lane or Jungle Invade, and because I only saw one Pokemon top, I was asking if it was a Tri-Lane, and I thought someone said yes, so I went bottom, which was a mistake, because what really happened was Angel was Jungle Invading. And I was still able to somewhat salvage my game because I just stole every single lobster from Angel, but then Ray invaded. And that was right when Frozen Flygon went in and she died and gave Angel the level 5, which is when Greedent is enabled, because that's when Greedent's evolution is. So
the full power of Greedent has been
unlocked. And basically,
unlocked.
Greedent's job is just to be as irritating as possible, because it doesn't really have a lot of CC, but it can do a lot of damage and dance around you if you let it.
Yeah, and Ray, as for your team, I noticed that you were focusing on Rotom quite a bit there. I think getting all 3 kills there on that. Was that just an intentional choice? Is like, we want to focus Rotom for this game, we'll try and get Dread if we can? Or is that kind of just what the events of the game led you to?
It was sort of opportunistic. A lot of the Dread fights, we just weren't in good positions. Either we were rotating slower, or we had some people who were dead. So we know that they're going to take Dread. Dread is higher value than Rotom, so instead of fighting for it, losing more ground, we felt like we were in a good position, so just take what we can, keep fighting. We were, had a pretty good position and experience through most of the game, so I think it was the right call.
Yeah, it was pretty close overall. That definitely did allow the Yamanati to, catch up XP-wise from that early game Jungle Invade, which, stopped TR from getting level 5, at that first jungle rotate, and then getting a kill on top of it. So yeah, that was pretty rough for sure, but managed to pull ahead later on.
I gotta.
So the final.
I gotta mention, I feel a little jinxed. Maybe the pressure on stream, because you complimented me for my fantastic ult last game at Zapdos. That one completely missed. The parting of the Red Sea, I jumped on top of 4 people. They all split perfectly, completely missed everyone.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I think I also missed it. So,
nice.
Nobody noticed. It's fine. It didn't happen. That missed ult didn't happen until you mentioned it.
You just had the true MOBA experience. I'm pretty sure neither of us actually did catch that.
There's a lot going on.
It was just too funny. I had to mention it.
I think I saw the shield. I didn't see the ult. I was like, oh, you probably did well.
Yeah, I was gonna offer, if the Yamanati lost this one, if they wanted to, put a penalty on Team Sentichu, but these games are ridiculously close. Every single one of them has been back and forth so far. You know, I think, you know, if both of you are fine, I think, are you all happy just going in as is?
We're good to go again.
I'm happy going in as is. I was actually talking to Ray when we were in the green room, and they said that they got really bloodthirsty.
Oh yeah,
at the Zap fight, and I agree with that. Like, it would have been better if they killed some of us and then just started kind of poking at Zap a bit or something like that. But instead, they like really wanted to kill us, and the problem is I never died during the entire Zap fight. And like they would kill us, but they would only kill us like one at a time, like 10 seconds spaced apart. So eventually, we just started outnumbering them, and then eventually we wiped 4 of them and. At that point, we'll win the Zap coin flip against the Greedent. So, yeah.
We tried to steal it.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, you could definitely see once Warren came back and you had the numbers advantage, like they were absolutely just shredding through all of the team there, and it was really hard for them to be able to come back. And then specifically you, Mike, at the very end, because you were able to stay alive, you were able to put up your block, you were able to put up your shield, you were able to stop any last check of the second scores, which was really helpful for the ending game.
Yeah, I do have to give credit to Church for healing me at the end game, because Rue's Cinderace would have killed me otherwise. Because for those of you who don't know, Eldegoss's ult, it's really good because it flies above the ground, so it's invincible during the entire period. And then once it lands, it stuns the opponents and heals your allies.
Very good. Very good. Well, I'm going to send you both back to your respective teams. And, you know, I should have been doing this from the start, but I went ahead and put in a channel point prediction for you all, the wonderful GDQ viewers, on who will win Game 3, the Yamanati or Team Sentichu. Who's it going to be? Put your points on the line for who you think it's going to be. I honestly have no idea. Like, both these teams are surprisingly balanced, honestly. I was worried we're going to have like a blowout one way or the other. But no, it's been close every time. And I'm going to go ahead and give them the go-ahead to start. Chloe, are you excited for game number 3?
Oh, I'm very ready. If it was anything like these past 2 games, it's going to be, honestly, a bloodbath.
Yeah, all right. Let's see if the Yamanati are going to stick with what works or if they're going to try and change things around. Or last time Worm was doing Cinderace. Looks like return to Cinderace. Okay, they're going to keep the same team comp as last time. But
Rue is going to return to the Serena.
And Angel, so this is what Angel's doing here. And I do want to thank Angel for this. So whenever we do a custom game like this, there is a countdown timer in order to start the game. No matter how soon you pick all the stuff, that countdown timer has to go. So Angel is just giving us stuff to talk about on what's going through his mind. And I don't think anybody knows what's going through Angel's mind here. But we have a selection and a checkmark confirmed here for Angel, aka Pork.Christ. That is Mamoswine, one of the largest Pokemon in Pokemon Unite. And you'll see so very soon. And look at this swag that Angel has for the Mamoswine.
Super cozy right now.
Yeah, but pay close attention to the tusks. They're tusk holes in the jacket. Mamoswine's not wearing any pants, but got that hoodie with the extra tusk holes. Like, how awesome is that? Tusk sleeves even.
And it doesn't, you know that one meme of, does the dog wear pants like horizontal, like only on like the bottom half, or does it wear it like one half of it? It kind of gives off that same similar vibe.
Right, all right, so here we go. So I think we're gonna see a similar thing here from Team Yamanati. Going back and forth. So yeah, the lanes are the same. We've got Worm and we got Church taking the bottom lane, Frozen Flygon and Michael Yama taking the top lane. Meanwhile, Ray is going to be the dedicated jungler here for Team Sentichu. Look at this. Brew and Amy going straight for that contested creep. Yamanati not even putting up a fight there.
Yeah. Looks like right now everything's pretty standard as well on the top side. There was a little bit of action, and one of the berries does have to get used by Flygon, but everything seems to be okay. Otherwise, both sides got their respective camps, and there's really just going to be no action now, probably top until the junglers approach.
Yeah, I'm gonna focus on Angel here just for a moment. looking at Mamoswine in the stage 1 evolution, I honestly forget what the Pokemon name is at this stage of evolution. Slidom. It looks kind of like a Roomba just going around. It's just like you see nothing. It's just a big pink nose sticking out. I don't see any eyes. But
we do have a big fight that's about to start here, as it's going to be a 3v3. Look at Test Runner go in, hitting a huge acrobatics into about 2 or 3 of the members there, making this a pretty good fight in favor of Team Uyamanati.
Yeah, but it took a lot of damage, so only Uyama can actually go through and score with that Score Shield. So Score Shield, it's a held item that you can have. You have 3 different items that you can pick up in order to change the stats or give you special abilities. And that one is Score Shield, which whenever you're scoring, it puts a little bit of a shield on you. And if you manage to, not take too much damage, it will allow you to score even if you're getting hit until that shield is taken out.
Yeah, so right now we do have a little bit of nothing really going on right now. The Score Shield is a very impactful item, as you'll see a lot of the tanks end up using it right now. So Snorlax is the perfect option for it. Ooh, look at that cheeky little score that Angel is able to get. And actually that allows Angel to evolve into the Piloswine. So that's their middle evolution, but Test Runner is back in the fray, coming on in level 7 on the Talonflame and absolutely shredding through the enemy.
All right, meanwhile, Ray has decided to rotate bottom, and Rue almost goes down, but manages to use the escape button to get out of there in time. But TR coming in, level 7, and lands the Brave Bird on Ray, taking out the jungler, and they have no choice but to retreat here. Probably give up a decent amount of points. Worm, though, no Score Shield on that bunny, so any attack will interrupt the attack, or the opportunity to score.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate because Rue is about to hit level 6. She does need to try to get these last little bit of camps here, but TR is still staying in the raid. Oh, she does get it in time, so she becomes a Serena, and now TR is caught out. Will the Stomp be able to do a lot of damage? It does.
Oh my goodness,
this is going to be a super close fight. The block
they don't have
is
too
doing
much damage, but Worm coming in.
Oh my god, it's such a back and forth fight. It's so hectic the whole time. Will Ray now be able to survive? They grab 1 berry, they grab 2. The Eldegoss comes back. Now it's a 2v2 again.
Yeah, Ray does have a big level advantage here, though, over them, so should be able to take them out with that support from Amy, the Eldegoss player. There it is. And TR just misses the Brave Bird there and has to ult in order to recover, and Ray should be going down here again.
Ooh, but the stun?
Coming back in. Oh.
Ray uses their Unite move, so they end up staying alive from that with a little bit of the shield there. It is definitely a good decision to be able to stay alive there. Hopefully it doesn't end up meaning that they need that Unite move later on, but it does put them in a position to be able to get the Strenton off first.
Wow. Good recovery there. It was looking pretty grim for a while with TR getting some excellent kills on Ray. They managed to catch back up in levels, and we're kind of returning into a little bit of a lull. Both C and TR, though, are competing in the jungle. We'll see if any of them notices each other's presence, but gonna just avoid doing anything there.
Ooh, Amy is gonna get absolutely pushed back by Mike and the Snorlax shield there on top of the Brave Bird. It's gonna be a big score, and that bottom's goal is going to get broken there.
Now,
Also,
Angel is just moments away from becoming Mamoswine. Pokemon to rival Dragonite in size in this match. Looking forward to it. But it also unlocks or we'll see more of the signature ability of Mamoswine.
They're all waiting in this bush here. I don't know if they know the numbers, but there is a Mamoswine now. Look at that big, burly, that big, burly swine. All the Unite moves are going forward. All the damage is being put out here, but all the Unite moves are also being thrown out from Team Uyamanati as well. It's super close, but I think it's currently in favor of Team Sentachu.
That was a crazy move by Test Runner there, managing to use Brave Bird to get away from the ult from Amy, but I don't think can get in there. Yeah, Rue's gonna ensure and just stomp on TR, making sure they can't actually recover.
Rue goes in for the Unite move onto the Snorlax there. Will she be able to finish them off, though? The shield from the block does keep them alive. Now it looks like Angel's gonna have to get away, but oh my gosh! Angel just narrowly gets out. Flygon unfortunately can't hit pork fried or pork duck rice just in the nick of time. We do have the second Rotom going down to Team Senchu, and the second Dreadnought is also about to spawn in.
Wow. All right. Looks like we're going to have another big team fight here. Flygon and Church and T-Heart going in for the fight. So the Dread race has begun. I think it's going to be a coin flip on who's going to win it. And Mike Uyama with the slam comes on in.
What a beautiful heavy slam there from the Snorlax, aka Mike, coming on in. The Uyamanati did get it, but oh my god, is Wern going to clean up again?
Oh yes! My goodness, yes. Worm coming in with the cleanup.
The clutch play from Wern on this Cinderace right now is absolutely wild. First in the last game on the Zapdos fight, now after the Dreadnought fight. Beautiful play right there to keep himself alive and be able to clean up that fight.
Yeah, wow. I was worried for a second Worm was going to go ahead and go in and try and get some dunks. Wisely decided to opt out and instead go to grind some more levels.
You know, I would have respected it. You feeling confident after that play? I don't blame them. It looks like they are going to try to get the 50 dunk here as well, so they are going to overscore on the top side with Wern's 50. As, Angel does go in, trying to cause a little bit of havoc. They don't know that Ray is here. Now it's going to be a numbers advantage for Team Senchu. Will they be able to get any kills here?
Yeah, and the team's kind of divided. Mike Uyama just sitting here, but TR coming in to try and help. And look at that. TR goes down, and that's most of their damage.
All right, we do have a little bit of a lull right now. There's going to be 15 seconds until this Rotom spawns. And just like last game, it looks like what their plan is going to be is to take out this Rotom quickly before Zapdos spawns so that Team Uyamanati has to deal with this. Because if they let it score, it's the equivalent of a Zapdos at the late game.
Yeah, but they're not going to let them have it so easily. And here comes the team fight. Ray going in.
Yeah. All right, it looks like the Venusaur is sitting on top of the Petal Dance into the Giga Drain right now, just trying to stay alive. But it looks like Uyamanati does have the numbers advantage right now, the health bar advantage, and there's only Angel left alive as the Mamoswine is forced to just run away.
Or just dive right back in. Right now, Angel needs to delay. So they're trying to go for Zap here, and so far doing a successful job. This is still only a 60-point game here going through. Not much has been scored overall. So
Angel did a great job.
Yeah, Angel just allowed them to, oh no, that was a good Brave Bird coming in.
Oh, Worm again with the huge Cinderace ult. Takes down most of the health bars. It's now up to C-Average, and C-Average doesn't have enough sustain. And unfortunately, that's going to be another Zapdos going over to Team Uyamanati, and they're going to be able to push through with very little contest as the Team Senchu is just currently trying to respawn right now.
Yep, and TR going to score up top. Brave Birding in to get that. Can't quite get interrupted by that. Mike Uyama with the Snorlax going right past first goal and is going to try and just get in there. But Snorlax being a tanky character, very difficult to stop. Big 100 score there. And that's going to be a victory for the Uyamanati, taking the first best of 3. I'm not sure if we could fit in another best of 3 here.
It was a very exciting best of 3, though.
Just a formality these last 25 seconds. Mike, living up to his anti-fun heritage here. And just scoring in the goal of Team Senchu here. But everybody else is teaming up. It's like, no, Mike, no. Enough fun. And then Mike ults to stay alive. Can they take him down, please?
You could probably just imagine the laughter from Mike right now. He's just sitting there laughing to himself.
Like it says right there, unstoppable over Mike's head. And that is exactly what was there. They just couldn't take him out. What a bully Mike's being, you know? All right, 669 versus 259.
And Mike gets the MVP. Honestly, justified. I mean, we have to keep in mind about how that first Dreadnought fight came down to that heavy slam that he was able to jump on and steal at the last second. And that kind of swung a lot of the favor into Team Uyamanati. So that MVP is completely justified.
Yeah, scoring over 200 points all at the end there. And so far, the Uyamanani going through with the victory. There's your channel points. Everybody who bets, seemed like people were rooting for Team Uyamanani here. Very good. That was a very entertaining game. So, Chloe, overall thoughts on this initial best of 3 that we've got going?
I'm really glad that we have had a bunch of back and forth games. It doesn't seem like one side is completely unfair to the other. There's just been constant action. My only thing is I want to see more variety. I want to see more excitement. I want to see more picks. I know that they obviously have their preferences here, but I want to see some fun, crazy picks going on right now.
All right, very good. And with that, everybody, we're going to go into another wellness break. Before we do, I want to remind everybody that your subs, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, etc., build bits, and the like help support weekly hotfix content. So please consider supporting our daily content if you enjoy these hotfix shows. All your support is greatly appreciated. It's how stuff like this huge Pokemon Unite showcase can be brought to you. And with that, let's go into our wellness break. We'll see you all in a couple minutes for some more Pokemon Unite 5v5 GDQ in-house. And welcome back once again to Game Masters. You're watching the Pokemon Unite 5v5 showcase. Wonderful multiplayer MOBA game that came out about 7 months ago, and allows you to battle it out with your friends or enemies or whatever floats your boat in online multiplayer battles. It's a MOBA game, kind of like a Dota and League of Legends, a little bit more casual on the side. This not as intense, so to speak. But before we get back into it, if you have any ideas for your own show or one-off events, feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas. We're looking for more shows, and if you think you've got an idea that you think GDQ would love to showcase, be sure to submit it. We'd love to hear from you. And all of that is still open. And of course, Summer Games Done Quick 2022 game submissions are still open for one more day, and they close March 30th. You can find more information at gamesdonequick.com. So I am Vance, and I am once again joined here by my lovely co-commentator, Chloe. Hello.
Hi.
And we are also joined by the team captains of both the Uyamanati, Mike Uyama himself, as well as Team Stuntachu, Railcoon. And, Mike, we know how much you hate fun. I get that. I understand. It's just kind of your job to just, bring down the fun of everybody else. No fun allowed. But the end of that last game, where you refused to die, you ulted, you put them out of the way, you scored. Why? Why did you have to do that, Mike? Why?
That we had basically won, and what?
Hang on, we're dealing with some audio issues here momentarily. Are we good? Are we good?
Okay. As I was saying,
it happened again.
So,
okay, we're gonna have to start over. With the question. I'm gonna repeat the question if you missed it, because Mike gave an interesting answer. And that is, Mike, why do you hate fun?
Okay, so the thing is,
just the shorter answer.
So the thing is, at the end of the game, I knew we had won because we had killed Zap and 4 of us dunked with full points, so that was 400 points, and we were pretty even up to that point. Like at worst, we were probably like 50 or so points behind. And so I decided, because I didn't really have to go back and defend, instead of going back and defending, I decided to farm 1 creep and start dunking on them repeatedly. And it turns out during that moment, after my second dunk or so, I also got ult. So I kind of let them beat me up some so that they could maybe think that they could, kill me by the end of the game. And then I ulted and just made their lives.
Oh, so you gave them you were taunting them with the fun and then took it away.
Let me break it to you, Mike. That was called damage padding. We made our statistics look better by beating on you for a solid 40 seconds. So
I see.
you played right into our hands. Got him.
I did. Snorlax does have the highest health pool in the game, tied with some other Pokemon. So you got me. You got me there. Although,
unfortunately, though, I don't think that there is
statistics.
Unfortunately, though, I don't think there is any sort of special reward for most damage done, so that while the stats are there.
No, but we definitely got to go, boys. Get him, get him, get him, get him.
I want to know, Mike, because I was saying it, were you laughing the entire time as that was happening? Because I was like, I could just picture your laughter for like 40 seconds straight of you just sitting there.
I was kind of self-commentating, being like, they're not going to kill me and laughing.
Of course you were, Mike. Of course.
While that was going on.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to send you two back to your teams. But before we start the next game, let's get a closer look at a couple of our competitors. Show me the player card for C Average here. I'm going to pull it up myself if I could find out where I stashed this thing.
Right.
And C Average,
hello.
Part of Team Sentachu, and is known as the GDQ host, Hotfix Show host of What's Faster, a show all about putting two completely different games and or categories against each other to see which game can be completed faster than the other. So that's a show that, again, happens every 2 weeks. Unite picked Venusaur. We saw a lot of that in these last 3 games. Doing pretty well with that pedal dance, just running in, being generally annoying. Unite ranked experts, kind of like in the middle of the ranking field. And Chloe, I'll be honest. I'm a Pokemon boomer. I know the original 151, and hands like a little bit dipped into other generations. But I did not know Sandygast existed until I saw C's player card. And is this literally a pile of sand with a shovel in it?
It is a ghostly sandcastle, yes. And
it's a ghost type Pokemon.
Yes, it's a ghost type. Okay. And it evolves into an even bigger sandcastle. So it's from, I want to say it is from the Alola region, which would be Gen 7. So it's rather recent.
Very good. So next up, I want to see Church. I think the only person we haven't seen on Team Yamanati. But Church, of course, I just love the avatar. Look how dignified Church looks here, like the beard, the hat, everything. Like if I'm playing like a medieval RPG that has little player portraits, I'd expect something like this with a more time appropriate hat to be there. Church just fits that role, but he does a lot. He's the YouTube channel manager. So those of you who follow the YouTube channel and see all that, he's responsible for a lot of that happening. Head of the event desk, colloquially known as Church-in, not checking. We've got the volunteer coordinator as well as the host of How to Train a Speedrunner, a Hotfix show all about teaching speedruns, live tutorials about how things are done. Talonflame and Eldegoss, the 2 picks. So we've seen Church do a lot of Eldegoss. Unite ranked beginner. Church is just being too honest with himself. Church is way better than that, but just decided to put beginner here. Kind of as a I'm not saying I'm master, but I could do a lot, so I'm just a beginner. Church is that kind of person, yeah. Zoroark. Tell me about Zoroark, Chloe. Do you know about this Pokemon?
Yeah, so Zoroark is from Generation 5, which is the region that's actually based around New York City and stuff like that. So it is the illusionary Pokemon. So its primary gimmick is that in the actual games, it can mask itself as any other Pokemon or the last Pokemon in your party. So it gets really deceiving and stuff like that.
Oh, neat.
It's a really popular Pokemon from that generation.
All right, of course, favorite region Kanto, and I've given the go ahead to start the next match. So
the Unova region. That was the name of that region that I couldn't think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. There's a lot of Pokemon games, a lot of Pokemon, it turns out. And I'm gonna go ahead while they are getting ready for the game. I'm going to give you all the channel point prediction. This time, it's going to be an exciting, different one. I'm going to change it. Who will get Zap? Who will kill Zapdos?
That could be interesting because even getting Zapdos isn't a guaranteed win condition here.
There you go. You got 2 minutes to put it in. Of course, with stream delay, you're going to be getting that soon. But look at this. Mike Uyama is Blastoise. Test Runner is the giant bear.
So that's the newest Pokemon added to Unite, Duraludon, the iron, or the steel tower looking Pokemon, or as Fant will call it, the bear.
Like, it's a dragon type. It looks like a building, but
yes.
It's just, whenever you see it from, I just see bear.
Have you seen its Dynamax
bear
form, which is the GNA gimmick? It just becomes a skyscraper. Like, it's literally just a giant building. So otherwise, it looks like the picks are going to be rather similar for everybody else. I think there's no differences on Team Sentachu and Church.
We're getting Angel. Yeah, Angel's going Hoopa here again. So this is good.
Yes. So they went back to the Hoopa there, but otherwise, it looks like everyone's playing what we've seen so far. And I want to know how this game's going to go. So we do have 2 new Pokemon being shown by Team Uyamanani, and Mike ditching the Snorlax is a real surprise here, considering how much his player card talked about Snorlax.
Ready, go!
So we're gonna have to see how things go at this point.
I also love the outfit that Mike has for the Blastoise here. It's got like Italian mobster type look to it. Thank God
I love Squirtle.
You know?
Even like Squirtle's like little walk right now is just like, he kind of like waddles the whole time. It's just, there's like a little cute animation going on there with it.
Yeah, and I'm just going to focus on Test Runner here so you can get a good look at this Pokemon before the action really unfolds. This Pokemon is huge. It's a building. It's even got like this entire cooling tower with like vents on the back. I don't know. This is, you know, I hate to say it, but you know, when did Pokemon become Digimon here? This is a Digimon.
All right, I will give them credit. Generation 8 was the Galar region. It's based off the UK, so they made a lot of Pokemon based around the Industrial Revolution. So that makes a little bit of sense when you add the lore to it.
Interesting. I did not know that. Now, this is why we brought Chloe on, in addition to the wonderful commentary all night. Just dropping that Pokemon knowledge bomb. Here we go. Worm and Church almost go down here with Brew and Angel just going through and doing it. Like, Test Runner gets there just a little bit too late, but remember, the important aspect here are the bees. And I don't think they can be contested. And yeah, they're just going to go ahead and give them up.
Yeah, so the Duraludon, aka Bear, aka Steel-looking Tower, is a much less mobile Pokemon than what we've been seeing Test Runner play in the Talonflame. So it's going to take them a little bit more time to move around the map, but there's damage output from afar is going to be very significant. Yeah, I mean, just look at the poke that's being put down right now.
Yeah, important note here, both of the crabs inside are going to Team Uyamanati. Getting that little bit of level XP. And you can see it right here. Flygon has already hit level 5. Mike Uyama almost level 5. Nearing the Wartortle level up. There it is. Little Wartortle. But you know, so far,
similar.
A little bit of a passive game, but you know, right here at the top, Flygon just jumping in. This is another situation. You know, I've mentioned this earlier on in Game 1. This combination of Venusaur and Eldegoss, very difficult to kill, but also very difficult to kill other Pokemon. So, you know, they can just be annoying and sit there and, you know, can't really do much about it, but, you know, if you just want to run away. Look at this Ray hiding in the bushes here.
Yeah, and they do need to get C average onto the level 5 here because they still haven't been able to get to an Ivysaur level up point here. So it's going to be getting super close, as we actually did notice in the kill feed that Test Runner does get a kill down and the bottom lane, and now they're going to be working on the bees here with 15 seconds left before the first Dreadnought spawns.
Yeah, it's really good. Top lane, Ray was able to secure the bees for Team Sentachu. And now they're all heading down because Dread's coming up. Guess what?
Worm is caught out 1v3. And just like that, that's going to be a numbers advantage going in for Team Sentachu. And Ray also gets to become a Dragonite because of that.
This is what this Pokemon does. It destroys objectives. And if you're not paying attention, it's just going to go in there and kill it on its own. And TR just takes on Dread, catching the entire other team off guard. Now, it's going to cost them both the goal and the life. And
yeah, I don't even know if I don't know if you noticed, but they like started to circle back there. I don't think they realized that TR even took that right away. Like it was completely under their noses there. And oh, Mike takes the jump pad. Will he be able to get out in time? It was very unfortunate timing for when he landed there, but it looks like everything's going to be fine. And it's actually going to give Team Yamanati the chance at Rotom first.
Oh, but yeah, Mike is still getting out of there. That's Surf, one of Squirtle's best ability, Blastoise's ability, but manages to get taken out. And there's nobody here to stop these dunks. They're going to get a little bit of a consolation prize. And oh, up top, the steal managed to happen. Team Centitude getting that Rotom, but they're swiftly getting it cleaned up. So a little bit of annoyance there, but overall, I would consider
Ray goes in for the Unite move on top of it, actually.
No way. Ray taking out TR, and with the triple kill, Ray has managed to escort the Rotom to the end, and 40 points going in. Here comes everybody else with those instant dunks.
Wow, that was
huge
beautiful.
Play.
So at the start of that, Rue is able to get a stomp and steal the Rotom from them, and then Test Runner on the Duraludon ends up taking out everybody there, but Ray is able to get themselves the Unite move in time, drop out of the sky, and immediately 1v3 cleanup.
Yeah, they're going to try and push this. C Average with the Score Shield can do it. Ulting from Rue, taking out Worm, and there it goes. Church not far behind.
Rue is stomping all over the place right now. Flygon is at low HP, and it's going to be another one fight for
Can they math? No, Amy. Amy probably caught it too soon, had 4 points, just scoring the exact amount on that goal. I'm sure his team is giving him a strong talking to right now. It's like, I had 40 points, Amy.
The common struggle that is this game. Oh, what a beautiful ult by Mike there, but it looks like it's not going to matter, and the Venusaur Unite move does, in fact, get the Dreadnought, but that was really good play by Mike, being able to hit the 4-person knock-up with the Blastoise Unite move.
Yeah, big cleanup there. This is going to potentially allow big scores on this goal. Depends, but here comes TR to try and stop it. Ulting there. This could be a team wipe here. Duraludon does a ton of damage.
Yeah, as you see right there, I mean, especially after the Unite move, just the amount of damage that's being dished out, even from afar. Like, you have, if you're in the middle of that, you're running away taking that damage there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Amy just barely getting back in time. Should be teleporting back. There it is, getting full HP. And meanwhile, everybody is starting to converge on the Rotom here.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of poisoning and positioning happening. Everybody has numbers except for, or everybody's here except for the Dragonite, who is waiting to probably drop their Unite move, perhaps? No, it actually does not look like it. It looks like they're going to be a little bit behind.
That's going to be another
here
cleanup.
It comes. There's the Dragonite Unite move from Ray. Will they be able to clean up the fight? Mike is super low.
Opting to stop the scores. There goes Lucario. There goes the Cinderace. And if, with any luck, there goes TR. Duraludon manages to get out.
Church comes in with the shields and the heals, and just like that, Duraludon is able to get out there.
Angel was thirsty there. Really wanted that kill.
Really just wanted to keep the poke going down a little bit more.
Yeah, it should allow them to get Rotom here, but Dread is spawning in 18 seconds. You see TR is headed that direction. Again, this is a Pokemon that can easily solo objectives. Look at this, level 13 here coming in. We'll be able to get 14 before the Zapdos fight. Meanwhile, Lucario, aka Frozen Flygon, and Worm having to deal with this Rotom. So Team Centitude is going to have the numbers advantage here, but if they don't get in here and stop TR immediately, it's just going to die.
You have to wonder how many ults are going to be up on either side right now as the Duraludon ult does come down. Will they be able to... Oh,
there it is. Yeah, that's Duraludon.
The power of the Duraludon to steal. Unfortunately, it's going to cost both of the lives of Team Yamanati, but they get the objective, and now they just have to stall a little bit of time because Zapdos is going to spawn about a second before all of Team Yamanati is back.
Yeah, this is actually pretty big, though, because a lot of ults were used in that fight. I think right now only TR, well, actually, no. Both Frozen Flygon, Mike, Worm, and TR are going to have their ults up for this fight.
Oh, Mike uses a beautiful ult. Oh, my goodness. That was a 4, maybe even a 5-person knock up there. Oh, and now it's only Ray in the pit there. We have Venusaur running away, and it's going to be a huge one fight. Good coordination there from Team Yamanati.
And that's it. We can redeem the prediction. Yamanati just crushing it 3 games in a row. I'm gonna wait for stream delay so people don't spoil. I don't spoil the actual result of this.
Good call. Good call. And the dunks are coming in. The scores are coming through. But actually, if we take a look, Angel is currently trying to be a little sneaky. Hoopa. There is a chance Test Runner is waiting, and unfortunately, they do get spotted, and the dunk does not get to come through.
There was a score shield, but not enough against a level 14 Pokemon there.
It was a good attempt, though. It was the right play for sure. Will they be? They're going to try to come back up here now. Look at all the numbers that are up top. They still have 30 seconds, so it's entirely possible.
Yeah, it's still a 300-point game, though. It's like, I don't think anything can bring this back.
I mean, that is about 140 points that they are able to dunk there, but Test Runner has their ult up again, and they are just shredding through. Look at this damage. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, just not enough. TR being level 15, just a little too much. Where are you going, TR?
You can see there, unfortunately, the only person that was at level 15 as well was Ray on the Dragonite. So the level disadvantage was just a little bit too much there for them to overcome. But it was still a really good attempt. They even broke that goal up there. So, they made the right plays.
We'll get the final stat screen here.
Definitely was another back and forth game, even though the Zapdos was scored there. I mean, think about the huge ults that we were able to see from multiple people there. TR on the Duraludon being able to get some of those objectives. Ray with the 1v3, they made such a tremendous attempt to be able to get that first Rotom there. There was just so many key plays in that entire exchange.
Yeah, you can see here on the score screen, overall Team Sentatsu was holding their own, but in terms of, what happened there at the end for the Zapdos there. In the Dreadnought fight, Team Sentatsu blew most of their ults there, didn't have them up for the pivotal Zapdos fight, whereas only, I think, Eldegoss's ult, Church's ult, was used to counter it. So the Yamanati managing to maintain all of those ults was just able to just have so much more damage there. We saw that's very well placed ult for Mike there, taking out the Zapdos, and although they tried to mount the comeback there, just there's so many points with Zapdos that very difficult to come back for. But that's what it was. It came down, like, managing your ults is so critical in this game. You don't want to be caught with your pants down in the middle of a Zapdos fight without your ult. So you got to be very, very careful with that.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just like it was unfortunate because while they obviously needed a contest for that Zapdos there, it ended up being the case that what ended up happening is that they entirely got wiped. So because of the time that it takes to respawn in the game, most of those dunks were able to come in. So even though they were able to try to mount the comeback, it just wasn't enough because of how many scores were brought in from Team Yamanati.
Okay. All right, well, that is game 4 in the books, and I think we may have enough time to finish out another 2 for like 2 best of 3s. So the Yamanati managed to take out the first best of 3, 2-1. Starting off this next best of 3, very strong. But we'll see. Can Team Sentatsu alter their strategy? Can they mount a comeback? No, we'll find out here as we get ready for the next game. But let's see if we can once again bring in the team captains to chat a little bit about things. Slowly dragging them in. Let's see. 1 second. Here we go.
Hello.
That sounded like an evil laugh I just managed to catch from Mike. Quick! Can we hear Mike? Can we hear Mike?
Can you hear me?
I gotta ask.
Can you hear me?
Will we get through this interview completely unmuted?
Sorry, what was that? I was muted.
So, I saw, Mike, not a one-hit wonder with Snorlax, manages to, get an incredible ult on almost the entire team in that Zapdos fight.
Yes.
Yeah, so I heard chat, they were wanting a bit of variety and stuff, so we decided to switch it up a bit in some of our mons. And
that was me. I said that.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, and to be fair, this is a showcase, so even though my Blastoise is a little bit rusty, it's funny because the build that I use, which is Surf and Hydro Spray or whatever it's called, that's actually not the meta build. The meta build is actually Rapid Spin and Spout because it does so much damage. But we needed CC, and what Surf and Hydro Spray does is provide a lot of CC, because pretty much no one else on our team has CC, and that's why I picked Blastoise. And yes, so Worm mentioned that we were pretty much on our own, so we just waited for our entire team to gather, then I ulted them all, and then our entire team followed up with the damage.
Yeah, it was absolutely massive being able to see that. But even on like the topic of like the ults, can we talk? I want to bring our attention to Ray again. You had that first Rotom ult where your team had already secured it, but you were going down, and then you swoop in, drop down, turn on the Outrage, and 1v3 to be able to secure that. That was absolutely beautiful.
It was funny because it was like, I was far away, but I had all, I was like, I can jump in. They're like, yeah, jump in. Too late. I'm like, well, I can't cancel it anymore.
It's like, no, cancel right there.
So like, one of the things that's not obvious is that Dragonite's ult takes like forever to charge.
Yeah.
But once it's charging, you're committed. It's so we just made the best of the situation we could, and it worked out really well.
And yeah, you definitely made the best of that situation, let me tell you.
All right. Well, GG's. That was, 4 solid games now, but Mike Uyama and the Uyamanati are doing wonderful so far. I think the record is 3-1 overall. Can you actually maintain it for this next best of 3? I think we're going to have time for 2 more games, Mike and Ray, for your team. Right. So,
sounds good.
These are the 2 games to bring out all the stops. So I'll go ahead and send you back to your teams, and we'll see what awaits us in game number 5.
Well, while they have a second to discuss, should we pull up a couple more player cards, fam?
Yeah, sure. So let's bring up Rue, who played Serena that game, had some wonderful engagements, but unfortunately wasn't able to, come out ahead on everything. But nonetheless, Rue is a wonderful person, and surprise, another hotfix show runner, because this is the 5v5 GDQ Snap special, and she is the host of Legally Cute, a show devoted to cute games. And just look at this photo here. Not only in a cute outfit with a cute new Pokemon, but an adorable cat in the picture. I know how much you like the cats, GDQ.
I like the cat. I want to pet the cat.
This almost looks like the cat posed for this picture. It's so perfect, the position. It's so wonderful. But looking at the Unite picks, Rue likes to pick Cinderace, Decidueye, and Serena. We've seen a lot of Decidueye and Serena before. A Pokemon Master herself ranks 1,600 or 1,600 points. It's not like a rank of like your overall player rank. It's kind of like your MMR. Favorite Pokemon, Ori. Chloe, tell me about the Pokemon Ori.
Well, Ori is a fairy type Pokemon. It has leaf creature. I'm hearing these like strange voices that are saying it's a leaf creature. You can really tell that I'm unaware of what Pokemon this one is.
In all seriousness, Ori is not a Pokemon. It is the main character of the Ori and the Blind Forest series. But Rue, I'll allow it. I will allow you to have this. But I like this. The favorite region, all of Sun and Moon, just the entire game is her favorite region.
I know that's the Alola region, but I like to imagine she's just a really big astronomy person and just really likes all of the sun and all of the moon.
Okay, I'm asking for the codes to get into the next battle. It turns out, this is a funny thing. I will go ahead. I'll peel back the curtain a little bit of how spectating in this game works. When you are in the admin role and you're not the host of the lobby, whenever the game ends, it automatically kicks you out and you have to go back in. It's quite amusing. But
it's like it doesn't want spectators.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say go ahead and start.
All right. I wonder what kind of variety we're going to be seeing here again. I mean, Mike was definitely, you know, pandering a little bit there. Picked the Blastoise because they happened to overhear somebody saying that they wanted variety, perhaps. So let's see if we can get some more variety going on.
All right. I've given them the okay to start, and we'll see. What can Team Sentetsu do to come back into this? Is Team Yamanati going to get too overconfident and overstep? You know, trying to take the fun out even more, kill the fun as much as possible, you know, Mike Uyama's namesake. But let's see as we get in and ready. And I am talking to Ray to start the game. It will be happening any second now. Chloe, we need to vamp for a bit.
I know. I was just going to see how long you were going to go for on that because it was getting funny for me. But yeah, I mean, so right now, for those who are just tuning in, there's been a lot of very close contested battles at the moment. And it's really come down to a lot of the Zapdos fights and a lot of these objectives fights, a lot of good coordination together as we are loading in here. So we're gonna have to see if there's some spicy picks that are gonna be able to change up the synergy or perhaps emphasize more team play.
All right, Ari, I'm noticing a couple differences on Team Sentetsu's side, going for more sustain there with Slowpoke, aka Slowbro, at the full evolution. Angel is going to be going Crustle, and then Amy is going to be going Mr. Mime, the Slap Master. You'll see more among that once we get into the game. Mr. Mime slaps, literally.
I mean, so does Wigglytuff, who Church is hovering right now. We might have a slap fest going on down there.
Oh, and Mike is... Okay, this is interesting. We're getting a complete team composition change. Like, Mike Uyama going for Trent. It's not actually Trent. But,
it's Trevenant is the appropriate
It's Trevenant,
name.
but it's
yes,
close
it's
enough
a
to
Trent.
Trent.
It's an Ent, it's a Trent, it's... hey, look, there's Sylveon.
Yes. Isn't Sylveon like the most adorable Pokemon?
I love Sylveon. Also, I mean, as a trans woman, trans rights for Sylveon right there. So, I mean, we love that.
Yeah, just looking at the drip here for Angel here, the Crustle at the middle of the bottom screen. Crustle is so large, it wears an entire building as its shell. Or it's not even the shell, it's like the decoration for the shell. A literal palace on the back of Crustle. Incredible.
It looks like they took like the Washington Monument and then just put like a little like hat on top of it.
Yeah. All right, and we're off. Quick pop quiz time, Chloe. What are all the evolution forms of Trevenant?
This one is... I think it's Phantump, and then it becomes Trevenant, because there's another ghost grass type. I think it's Gourgeist, or maybe is that one Phantump? I forget. I always mix those two up because Kalos is Gen 6, and that's my least known region. I'm drawing a blank on whether or not that one is it, but I'm going to say it's Phantump, and then somebody's going to correct me.
Look at this. We've got a change up here already. We have a new jungler. Ray has chosen to take the top lane as Charmander. And we have Cutie Roo coming in with Cinderace, hitting that level 5 and rotating to the bottom lane. Amy a little bit low on HP, but look at this. Look at the slaps. I'm just going to hover on Amy here. See, that is what Mr. Mime does.
Just all the slaps in the world here. So we actually are taking a moment. I also want to say Angel on the what will soon become a Crustle. It starts off as this cute little crab there, and then it will become the giant tower. But it looks like there's a big fight right now. And even with the numbers advantage, Church puts everybody to sleep with the sling, drops the double slap, and now it's up to TR with the hyper voice on the Sylveon to clean up, and it is an even trade of 2-2.
Yeah, Rue using a lot of that movement advantage with Cinderace to get out of harm's way, but that is the berries for Team Yamanati. Frozen Flygon low on HP, but not in any danger yet.
Yeah, so we're having a lot of action already at the start. The top lane, we do see the Trevenant finally come forth at level 5. And now we're just kind of waiting for a couple of the middle evolutions, but we also need Ray as they are fighting right now, but they are still not able to become a Charmeleon, which is going to make them really weak to this fight. And you see it right there. They unfortunately go down.
Yeah, Mike may have overextended, but putting that slow smoke. So if you ever see this big like AoE circle on the ground, sorry, blue or orange, that is a slow smoke. Any Pokemon that touches it is slowed for a significant amount of time. And At 1 HP, he basically, Mike manages to make it out.
And let me tell you, that slow smoke, it is like, it's not like a little slow. It is serious. Ooh, see, Average is walking away. They're going to be able to make it out of that. And now we're going to be seeing, will the positioning start to rotate down for Dreadnought? Will somebody stay up for the Rotom here? We have a lot of people on Team Senjutsu sitting up top, but everybody else on Uyamanati is pretty much moving down for the Dreadnought.
Yeah, they're definitely going to get there first, cleaning up the bees, getting some extra XP. It's going to be level 7 for both Church and Test Runner. They're going to take this time while it's being undefended, but Rue is here in time to stop the dunk. Get a lot of damage here on Test Runner, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Going to be able to get out of there in time. But, oh, and I think that's Mike Uyama going down. Great crowd control from Angel. Has to pop the ult there in order to get out. And somehow is still alive. There's no way. Okay, was trying to go for the berries there, but, you know, not enough.
Now we actually see Worm is going to be able to make it down there, but is going to go down as Mike is back now. So this fight is just not ending here.
Oh, Rue.
Rue with the 1 HP.
Like
Ray with
like
low health.
It was so low on HP, you just could not see any pixels of orange on the health bar.
Everybody's surviving with these like minuscule amounts of health. I mean, look at Amy now.
Amy with 1
button
HP.
Out. Oh my goodness. Everybody is hanging on by the skin of their teeth. There's no death, only small amounts of survival.
Yeah, so I mentioned this team for Senjutsu was definitely a more sustain heavy team. Look at that. This is the first time we've seen Slowbro using that telekinesis kind of as a single target stun. Raises them up in the air. They can't take any action to get out of it. They're just done. But see, Average, you got to get out of there. You have 1 HP. And, you know, the amounts of times people on Team Senjutsu should have been gone is too high to count, Chloe.
Yeah, I mean, it's already past at least 1.5 hands of the amount that you could count to. Like, and we're only halfway through this game. And, you know, the crazier thing is, yeah, we're halfway through this game, and first Dreadnought hasn't even been taken yet. This is going by so hectic with the amount of fights as we see Angel is just sitting on top of 3 of them with the slow smoke.
Yeah, Angel's just doing his best work to delay the entire team, and no way. Okay, he didn't get out. Almost made it out, but did secure enough time for the Dread to be secured. Of course, at this time, we had Worm up top, soloing Rotom, managing to escort it to the goal. So that's the consolation prize there. But, you know, the way these spawns work for Rotom and for Dread is a respawn timer is set. It's static at 120 seconds after the death of one of those Pokemon. So 2 minutes from now, we'll see another Dread. So depending on when it's actually taken out, which could vary quite a bit depending on the length of the team fight, will affect, you know, what Dreads will show up and what's actually going to be available later on. But look at this jungle invasion. Full team jungle invade.
Yeah, look at that. They pick up TR there and then put down the light screen to block their ability to walk through there. And now the Unite moves are being thrown out by both teams here.
Okay, there's that Wigglytuff ult. It gives you a huge shield, movement speed bonus. And I feel like Team Senjutsu is overextending here. See, Average, not so lucky this time getting out. And Amy, well-placed wall there. And she's, but going back to try and wall off for Ray. Good effort, but, you know, that was great. Manages to get out with his life.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, the Charizard puts themselves up in the air and just starts spraying out the flamethrower when they're in their Unite move. So they were trying to escort themselves out while kiting back and trying to scare them off with the damage. And it was just nearly there for the wall from Amy.
Oh, but Angel really wants that Sylveon to be out of here. Manages to do it.
And yeah, so that's going to be a good position for Team Senjutsu to be able to set up for this next Dreadnought here. And look at Angel, just 1v3 right now, popping the Unite move, actually, just trying to be as much of a nuisance as possible.
Yeah, doing the same thing, and look at this. Dread just spawned. Did some delay, but Sylveon could get here in time. I don't think it's going to be enough. TR is going to try to snipe
They
it.
use the X speed. Oh, I thought they had that. That was super close by them.
I mean, you can get there in time, but it still requires you to actually get the last hit. When you have the entire enemy team there, it's easier said than done. Well, Angel's going to be taking out Rotom up top, pressing the flag, saying, hey, come on up here. I need some help. Looks like Mike is going to help from the other team. Or they're just
very
going to
slow
sacrifice.
crab slaps.
Yeah, they're just going to let them have the Rotom there.
I mean, they definitely have. Yeah, let's say Angel needed help there because I don't know if they were finishing that in time because Zapdos was going to spawn in 20 seconds, which would have meant the Rotom was going to disappear.
Worm, I'm going to put something in here to the commentary if you end up watching this back. I saw that wasted blink there. You may call it a misclick. I saw it. I know what you did. All right. Anyway, back to the action.
We got 3 seconds left until Zapdos. 4 members of Team Yamanati are currently trying to finish off this Rotom, which bodes well for Team Sentichu to be able to try to finish off.
And Worm coming in, caught unaware, and that is an instant takeout of their main damage source there. That is huge, but big ults from TR dealing a lot of damage as they're all grouped up. Oh, I don't know who's going to come out ahead here.
I think it's, I don't know, they have to take out TR here. TR is just spamming the Hyper Voice and absolutely melting through. Meanwhile, Flygon and Ray are going at it with each other.
There's the ults. Church goes
down. It's a 1v1 between
now.
Ray and TR.
But Ray just popped the ult. This should be a win for Ray. And then look at this staggered thing. Now Worm comes in with the ult. It's going to be finishing off Ray. And, oh gosh, they turned it around, I think.
Yeah, that was huge damage out there by TR and able to just sustain themselves off the Draining Kiss. And then weren't, just like in the past couple games we've seen, the Cinderace clutch moves. Now Angel just has to try to take out people, but it's
going for the 50-50 on the Zap.
Rue is out here trying to finish it off, but the Slow Smoke comes down. I don't know if they're going to be able to damage in time. Who's going to get it?
No way! They got it!
They actually got it! All right, now if your Team Sentichu, you just play defense. Yeah, look at Ray. They know. They just need to play defense now.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They
can't score in time.
Here's the problem. Ray can't score, and they're just going to dunk 200 points up top. So even though Zapdos was taken, the fact that they can't actually score on this means that they are now behind. They just need to get 120 points. It's going to be very tough for them to do.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great steal to minimize the damage for sure, but unfortunately, too many people just went down for Team Sentichu. They're going to have to try to get a kill here, but Church is actually looking like they're going to go down, which bodes possibly well for them. But
Mike managed to get a 100 dunk here, and look at this. The Zapdos win not resulting in victory. So there you go, Chad. Winning Zap does not mean that you're going to win the game. It's not that powerful. If your team gets wiped, as we saw there, that can happen.
I scripted it. I was just a round ahead. I mentioned that, hey, a Zapdos doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to get the guarantee win. And unfortunately, I caster cursed it and put it into fruition. I just took a game.
All right. That was, I thought Sentichu was going to have it there. But, just lost a little bit too much in that final Zapdos fight. And, the spawns just got, turned around. So everybody got delayed and started, stepping in one at a time. That's very difficult when, if Zap goes down for the enemy team, you have to, make sure they all don't make it. So they did the right play there, ensuring the Zapdos kill at the cost of everything. But it was just, they had to do it. Lost too many people and weren't able to capitalize on all those points. So a little bit unfortunate, but still a very close battle. Could have gone either way there. Can't believe they got the snipe. So as we get prepared for the next match, we've got 2 more players to go over here, and I want to talk about Amy, who's playing Mr. Mime, one of my favorite characters in the game. The Slap Master, Mr. Mime. And, looking at these picks, Mr. Mime, Ninetales, Eldegoss. We saw Amy doing quite a bit of Eldegoss games. I'm glad we finally saw him break out the mime. Doing some mime crimes there, just not quite, But Amy is an event producer for GDQ, so, kind of takes the lead and runs the show during certain shifts during a GDQ events. Is also the host of the hotfix show Aimbot, show all about first-person shooters and speedruns of them. Not ranked, unranked, relatively new to the game, but still has been pulling out some moves. I loved seeing the Mr. Mime play there. And favorite Pokemon, Smash 64 Pikachu. specifically the Smash 64 version of Pikachu.
So what I'm hearing is that specifically a chonky Pikachu.
Yeah, a little bit of a chunkier Pikachu with a cool hat. You know, that's how you differentiated the different Pikachus. You get this nice little blue wizard hat. And I like this. The favorite region for Amy, whatever XY region was. So Amy told me to go find out what it was. It's like, no, this is the answer you gave me. I'm putting it into the form.
Honestly, I like it. It comes, you know, it keeps up with the kind of theme that some of these player cards have had.
Yeah, and so that's it for Amy. I want to pull up Test Runner's player card here. The only one we haven't gone over. I want to say save the best for last, but you know, that's not the case. It kind of just ended up this way. But TR, I think, is, of the people playing today, the highest ranked player, master rank 2,000. That's 2,000 MMR points. That's sitting up there where you're now getting globally ranked, like the top 10,000 players in the world. So TR, very, very good at this game. Mains Talonflame, as well as a whole bunch of other Pokemon. Has an immense amount of knowledge about Pokemon Unite. No doubt it's a big reason for the Uyamanadi's success. But the GDQ role, head of tech, so everything that goes behind behind the scenes to keep the show running and allowing you to see anything, you know, Test Runner, you know, making sure that happens. And I love this. The favorite Pokemon, Plusle and Lina. I don't know how to pronounce them. This is beyond the Pokemon games I've played, but they're so cute together. One is a little plus, one is a little minus. I can't take it, my heart.
If there's one thing about the Pokemon community, it's that pronunciation will always be incorrect, and people will always argue with you about your pronunciation. So I think you did great, Fan.
Yeah, and this is an interesting region choice. So TR favorite Pokemon region is the Grass Continent. That's not in a main, well, I guess it's still a Pokemon game, but not one of the main primary series. But that is actually a zone, I think, in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, if I remember correctly.
I got no idea on that one.
Okay.
I read Grass Continent and I was like, yeah, no, I'm trying to be the fun fact girl, and I got no fun fact on the Grass Continent. I didn't do enough research, unfortunately. So here we are. But honestly, I think probably as the rank shows, Test Runner TR has definitely been performing super well. The Talonflame has been absolutely ridiculous to watch, and honestly, I want to just learn more from watching TR here, because there has been a lot of incredible plays. But like collectively, I think the entire group has just been super exciting to watch. There's been a lot of plays all around, and I know it's hard to point out some of the plays from like maybe Amy or Church, as they've been playing some of the, you know, supportive play style, but I think everybody's been having like their own moments to shine, and I think it's been super exciting overall. Also, I'm being informed that it was from Explorers of Sky. That explains why I am lacking in my knowledge of what Pokemon game the Grass Continent is from. But
oh wait, it wasn't Mystery Dungeon? Was I wrong?
No, it is Mystery Dungeon. Explorers of Sky is the Mystery Dungeon game.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, good. You had me worried that I was doing a bad job as a commentator, Chloe.
No, I was the one doing the bad job of the commentating, because I didn't know. But I do know that we're getting into our last game of the event here.
Yes, this is the final one. I would like to say whoever wins this one wins the showcase. And in fact, I'm going to say that. Yeah, whoever wins this wins the showcase. Done. All right. I have the power. This is my show. I do what I want. I don't care if the Uyamanadi won the 4 previous games. We can't let Mike win, Chloe. He can't keep getting away with it.
But like, Mike also has the, or not Mike specifically, but on Mike's team, there's the Alolan Ninetales, and I want to see if the Alolan Ninetales win on Flygon. There's some caster bias with that pick right there.
It is a good Pokemon. But
I actually have like an Alola Vulpix plush in the background, so there's a little bit of love to that Pokemon there.
You know, Angel seems to just have an unlimited amount of good costumes. Look at this Pikachu bringing out the most famous Pokemon of them all, Pikachu. One of the only Pokemon that doesn't evolve at all. It's just Pikachu the whole game long.
It's also a very strong Pokemon. Like, I feel like anytime I go up against the Pikachu, I just get like frustrated at the amount of damage that it can like dish out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Angel go top lane with that Pikachu, with the Venusaur, because that will alleviate some of their damage issues up top. and allow them to, go do that. But it looks like they're going to stick with what they think is working. And we have Bulbasaur and Eldegoss going at top lane once more.
Yeah, so it looks like we do have some little bits of diversity here in terms of the picks. We see the one thing we do need to talk about also is the Zeraora, which is a mythical Pokemon that is from one of the more recent generations. As you, if I take a look down below, they have high mobility, very strong melee attacks, and you see they're actually landing down on the bottom, currently trying to fight against Angel of the Pikachu.
Oh, but yeah, getting caught in Pikachu's electricity web there. Pikachu is not a spider. It's electricity, I promise. Pikachu is a very bursty Pokemon. So although Pikachu doesn't have a lot of HP and can go down quickly, Pikachu has a whole bunch of range. And depending on what build Angel goes for, probably going to be the Electro Ball. It's like an AoE where it lands and it just crushes things. But we got the double jungle rotation here. It looks like Worm is hiding in the grass here, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Hoping Angel gets out of position here and thinks they see the moment there. And Angel going to go down, but so does TR and Church.
Church is super low, and that's going to also give Rue the ability to become the Raboot, the middle evolution stage, and now Worm's going to have to run away.
Oh, but Ray does not allow it. Using the teleport from Dragonair there to get close and finish the job. But being level 6 there, TR knows I can't really do this without backup. But Church is back. But look at this level difference here. Ray level 6, Rue level 5, Angel on the brink of level 5. This is going to be tough. And look at that burst there. Angel just stole that creep, getting that XP.
Yeah, like Pikachu just does. Side, there was also a fight that just happened, and Flygon actually is able to get a kill, and they're actually going to score up top.
Very good, very good. Amy, again, just barely getting out of there in time, eating the berry. These berries here, they give you a little heal. It's like a potion. They go get. It has a respawn timer. They only spawn on your end, but you can also eat enemy berries. They are not exclusively locked to any one team. And OC getting a little bit careful there. Flygon with level 6 Ninetales can really crush enemies. But you see this little thing here above C average's level there. It's like a little bit of a green portion of the level wheel. That is XP that can only be obtained by actually last hitting something. So it's going to be stuck on that until manages to kill a creep. So C hopefully will be able to get this crab up here, but just Worm and Flygon cleaning up here, and we'll be able to take out the top goal. And C, almost gets the snipe in there. That would have been a huge level advantage, probably 2 levels from that kill alone.
So, fans, I have a confession to make. I am rank 1450 in Masters, and I didn't know that's what that yellow bar meant. I just kind of see the yellow bar and never really thought about what it would mean.
But, although C wasn't able to get back, that was enough XP, or enough of a time delay, in order to get Team Senchu the Dreadnought win. That's a lot of levels. Look at this. Brew is almost level 9. That's old territory. And, catching up to Worm on the other side has been grinding all this time.
But important to note, immediately pops the Unite move as soon as she gets it from that kill there.
And Rue is like, no fun for you, Mr. Uyama. I'm going to take you out. I don't care if TR is going to try and stop me to do it. I got a potion.
So one little thing I do want to point out here is if you see right there for Rue, in between those 2 goals, if you don't have the very first goal scored and you're on the opposing team running through their goal, you actually get slowed. So it is something to keep in mind as you're trying to dive a little deep. You do get like a little slow debuff, only if you don't break the first goal initially and you run past it.
Oh, Ray, this is dangerous. This is very dangerous for Team Senchu. If they don't clean this up, there's going to be a lot of catch-up XP, but it looks like they're able to do it. The Ninetales goes down, Church goes down, and the only person left here to defend is Worm. Manages to take out the Eldegoss, but you just can't go through and do that. Cinderace, a very squishy Pokemon, goes down very quickly.
Yeah, good double ults between Ray and Angel, able to dish out pretty much tons of damage right there. Ray gets a multiple person ult with the Outrage just absolutely smacking around. There's a lot of smacking going on in this game, I'm realizing here.
And Angel not playing greedy, but still wants to go cause pain and suffering. Yeah. Manages to get the whole enemy team on top of him, but not enough. But look at this. Up top, going to be a free 40 dunk for Rue, taking down the top tower. 198 to Team Senchu, 117 to Team Uyamanati.
Also, we have everyone trying to position right now for second Dreadnought. You can actually see Ray has been extremely patient as they have been sitting in that bush, just absolutely trying to not be seen.
I think Ray's going to do it. There it is.
Here's the ult. Will they be able to steal it in time? Who's going to get it?
A little bit early. Ninetales manages to take it.
That was one shot between the Dragonite ult and the Pikachu ult, unfortunately for Team Sentachu, and they are able to just narrowly win the fight despite losing the Dreadnought.
Yeah, that was only one death. Angel there, the squishiest Pokemon Pikachu. And so that was just an overall win. Although they lost the fight, look at this level right here. Rue is level 12. I want you to remember, on Team Sentachu, Ray is the jungler. And Rue has been doing so well, has managed to actually out-level not only her own jungler, but the jungler on the enemy team. That's really big.
Yeah, they've actually been super impressive here with their play, being able to get the highest level outside, or the almost the highest level. Now, Angel is currently tied there, but they are competing for the
and TR
highest
is
level in the
caught
game.
out. Can't get through in time. This is looking incredibly good. And I think that, yeah, the Rotom makes it in, and they could just immediately break that goal with those instant dunks that the Rotom allows you to do if it connects with a goal. And they're going to actually take the jungle because they can.
Yeah, Wern and the Flygon were going down bottom to score.
Oh, but Ray goes down.
Damage. TR goes in with the Zeraora Unite move, being able to, absolutely shred through them and be able to give himself a little bit of a speed boost here. And then look at that.
Yeah, Angel needs to get out of here. That's 4 players on the enemy team here. We'll see how much they just push it. And then look at how much damage. That's half the HP of Worm gone down in 2 moves. Pikachu just is so bursty.
Especially because that Electro Ball can do AoE damage too. So if you stand on top of each other like you saw there, Flygon unfortunately takes a little bit of that damage too. That wasn't even...
Uyama's running away, but Angel doesn't want to let it happen. And there goes the finishing job there. You know, I feel like Angel may have a thing out for Uyama here.
I will say there is a little bit of a saving grace for them while this Dreadnought is going to go down. At the very least, they know that the Zapdos still has a chance to be contested for. It's going to be up in 30 seconds time here, so they just have to try to position themselves. And there were a couple of Unite moves used just now, so maybe they won't have them up in time for the next fight.
Yeah, this is, quite the change of things. Maybe the Uyamanati got a little bit cocky with what they, could do team comp-wise, just allowing, Team Sentachu to come back in here. And look at this. This is still dangerous. We've got 4 members sit. Like, this bush cannot hold any more Pokemon. It's so big. I'm not sure if Church knows it's there. And getting the surprise.
Church should not know.
Getting the surprise. Yo, what's up, friends?
The amount of patience that they all had in that bush not to walk out ahead of time, and it's coming out in dividends for them as Team Sentachu is just shredding through everybody on Team Uyamanati.
But, Mike just refuses to die there. Still manages to take it out, and there we go. That is a team wipe. Only Church's Wigglytuff is allowed. You know how hard it is to talk for 3 hours straight, Chloe? It's hard.
We're both streamers, so yes.
Yeah, that is a confirmed Zap kill for Team Sentachu. And this time, all of their entire team is up. And Amy, low HP, may be taken out here, but actually manages to make it in time, gets the 98 points. But this is all a formality at this point. Big dunks all around, scoring on home. 100 points, 200 points. Oof. And another 100 points up top.
Angel will go down to the wild charge of the Zeraora here, as does Rue. So their 2 strongest damage dealers are currently down. Well, there is 45 seconds left. I don't know what they're going to be able to accomplish here, but they probably can get at least 1 dunk in Pachanta.
Yeah, just doing the math, 425 points. Even if the Uyamanati were able to dunk every single point that they currently have, it would not be enough. Yeah, they know, Team Sentachu knows, they're just giving that one for free as they allow their respawn timers to catch up. TR was wondering, Uyama, what's going on? Get back up here. All right,
we have 10 seconds left. They're throwing out all their finishing touches right now, trying to do some damage. Let's see how things are going to go. They do break the goal.
Yeah, just not enough.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough, but they did put up a valiant effort at the end to be able to get a couple hundred scores in right at the end.
And that's it. That's going to wrap up the Pokemon Unite Showcase. That's all the games played. We did 6 games overall. The grand total, full score, we had 4 in favor of the Yamanati and 2 in favor of Team Sentochu. You know, Team Sentochu, being like the end caps of the event, won the first game and won the last game.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly like after the end of that score, I sat there and I was like, I couldn't tell you what the win-loss for each team was, because all those games just felt so close for the most part there. Even though the Zapdos and the coordinated fight at the end there really made a little bit of a difference in that final game, it felt like every game was just back and forth for the most part.
Yeah, indeed. This one, definitely probably the biggest win for Team Sentochu. Looking at the overall score, outside of like the little, back and forth you have in the first couple minutes of the game, which is always pretty close unless there's a blowout one way or the other. After that point, where ults start getting thrown in, after, a lot of those dread kills were secured, just, slowly widening the lead until finally confirming that Zapdos kill and just securing the victory.
Yeah, so you can even see, like, right before that Zapdos, it was still, like, coin flip with whether or not that Zapdos was going to matter. So, at the very least, despite how the game was looking, it really just showed that that game was extremely close comparatively to how the fights were playing out.
And just looking at the damage dealt here, Angel and Rue, doing the bulk on their team with a whopping 50% plus of the damage between those two characters. And, of course, Ray, no slouch either, solid game overall. And, with that, unfortunately, Chloe, this is bringing us to the end, but, we still have one final conversation. We're going to bring in Mike and Ray. Mike and Ray, GG's tonight.
GG's. It was fun.
Yeah, Ray, I don't know if you noticed, your team managed to bookend the showcase with both the first win and the last win.
We won all the middle matches. It's like a sandwich.
Yeah, Team Yamanati winning. Yeah, you went 4 in a row, but couldn't pull off the 5 streak. So, Ray, what was different for your team this game versus like the previous couple that we looked at? I saw Angel went Pikachu, getting a lot of burst damage in there. We also had like you go back to the jungle, Rue go back to the lanes. After game 5 and like the crushing defeats from Zapdos yet again, well, I want to step into like the practice room here, the ready room here, and dive into your team.
So we didn't really vocalize it a whole lot, but we had 2 very strong late game characters, bot lane with Pikachu and Cinderace. If both of them get a strong level advantage, it gets really hard. So I just camped bot lane and tried to keep their bot lane behind and make sure that her bot lane got a really good lead. There was a point in that game where I think both Angel and Rue were level 8, and one of the other enemy people was level 5, so I think we just flexed that level advantage that we got early on throughout the game.
Indeed.
Definitely. I remember saying before the Zap fight, we don't have a great chance because we're behind in levels. And then, as we're approaching them, we also got kind of split up, so that didn't help at all. But yeah, basically big level advantage for the Zap fight, and then we got cleaned up, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask, Trevenant. It's not something I've seen from you too often. Like, it worked wonderfully for you last game. I guess what happened this game, Mike? Was it just like
I actually
falling behind early on in levels?
I actually had a better early game this time. The problem is that we got our top lane crushed very fast, and we couldn't get to bottom lane fast enough to take Dread to make up for it, because as Ray said, there was that level advantage. So, I remember they crushed 2 of our goals very fast, and they got Dread. So they just had a big level advantage early on. And while I had a better game, Trevenant having a better game is not as good as, making sure your carries have a good game.
Indeed. Yeah, I know like Rue was able to get, like, just looking at the level progression overall. Like after the first couple fights, like Rue was able to, you know, out level the jungler, and that just was, or your jungler on your team, Mike, and that was just like a big power spike there that we couldn't, you know, rely on to counter, really. You know, getting that ult first and just have that extra damage output.
Also, I do feel like they were very well coordinated that game with their moves. There was usually multiples of them swarming in on us, and not like, I didn't notice a whole lot of them being way out of position or anything.
Yeah, they played it very well position-wise, like start to finish. Yeah. And I've seen them, like, you know, just improve as a team over the course of the nights. Like the first game, they had a, you know, pretty convincing victory as everybody was getting their feet wet and like warmed up. And after that, you know, fell off a bit, and I could feel, you know, Ray, like maybe there's like some miscommunication going on or other things.
It was a little
And then
tough.
slowly, like through the nights, like you just seem to get like tighter and tighter and tighter as a team.
It was a little tough.
Culminating in this
we
final
didn't mention it in the
match.
interviews, but originally I was on the other team, and somebody had to drop. We had to bring in a replacement. I got switched to this team. So like just some of that chemistry was missing at first. We definitely did coordinate better as we went on.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely showed there. And I mean, it was really just overall a pleasure to be able to watch all the different Pokemon that you were able to play. And a lot of you just showed that there wasn't just like one Pokemon in your arsenal. There was just a lot of overall like communication that we probably didn't even get to hear, and a lot of good team play together. And it was just a really exciting time to commentate.
All right. Well, we're a little bit over our time here, so I was just going to send one more thank you to, you know, everybody who played tonight. So not just, you know, the team captains Mike and Ray, but, you know, Amy, Angel, Rue, C Average, TR, Worm, Church, and Frozen Flagon. You know, it's wonderful having you all on. I hope you all had fun, and everybody watching. You know, I know this is definitely, you know, a different type of content than you normally see on the Games Done Quick channel. That's what Game Masters is all about. But I hope you all enjoyed the showcase tonight. And of course, Chloe, we can't not talk about you as we send everybody off. Make sure to follow this person. Chloe's an awesome person. You can find her on twitch.tv/BayGinning. Right there. Matches the nameplate you see on screen. She has been playing like a lot of Pokemon Legends Arceus recently. And, you know, what else have you been doing on your stream, Chloe?
I started Kirby.
Kirby? Oh, the new Kirby game?
Yeah, the new Kirby game. It's super cute. I've been having a lot of fun with that, but yeah, I a lot of Nintendo stuff is just my interest these days, and I just like being able to have conversation. I like hosting and being able to be a part of things like this. It was super fun, and it was a pleasure to be able to commentate and show that I can, you know, diversify my commentary pool.
Yeah, it's been wonderful having you on and having you to go back and forth with all night. Of course, everybody, I've been fans. You can find me at twitch.tv/fan_TV, whatever, you know, not important. What's important is everybody else here tonight putting on a wonderful show for you. But although we're going to go into a break here and Game Masters is done for the night, but after we come back, we're going to be going into another hotfix show, Smooth Operative and Time Capsule, coming to you next after the break. See y'all then.